Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson says he doesn't want to be traded, but there are only 4 teams he'd be willing to join. What is this really about? ESPN's Dan Orlovsky.
So if it's about Pete Carroll, then the Seahawks have to go, okay, well, it's time for us to move on from Pete Carroll. If that's what it's about, if it's strictly about he's not happy with the coach and wants a different coach, then you move on from Pete Carroll and you keep Russell Wilson.
Dan Orlovsky on Greeny. An NBA doubleheader tonight on ESPN. Starts at 7:30 Eastern with Pacers and the Celtics in Boston, followed by the Trailblazers and Lakers in Los Angeles. Tobias Harris of the 76ers is having more tests on his right knee today. He left last night's game with a bruise. The NCAA vacates multiple sanctions against the Georgia Tech men's basketball program. The school was hit with major recruiting violations in 2019.
We're back on Monday. It's best case, worst case scenario for the Saints and the Bengals. And I will tell you, if the return of Drew Brees is actually worst case scenario for the Saints. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, 6 Eastern, ESPN Radio.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Happy Friday, everybody. We made it. It's been a long week, Coos. A lot of work, but we're here, man. Foot in the parking lot, foot in the studio. No, I'm just kidding, man. I got 2 feet in the studio because, listen, I got to hold it down. We got our co-host, Brent Martineau, on a little vacay, touring the golf country clubs of Jacksonville.
I've got Brent and, like, a few friends on vacation right now.
Yeah.
So, like, Brent hasn't been sending us anything other than yesterday he posted the golf thing.
Yeah, I saw that. My mentions were full of guesses of where he was.
And golf comments.
You know I love those.
I know you do. But
can't get enough.
But I have another friend that's, I guess, on, like, a friend vacation with a few of his buddies.
A friend vacation?
Yeah,
okay,
like,
cool.
because past 2 days,
Guys trip?
I've been getting is some pictures of him sitting poolside drinking a few beverages.
Basic beverages?
Yeah, and I jokingly sent him, I said, how many are you going to send me today?
Isn't that, well, I mean, are they in Florida still, or are they like?
I think they're South Florida.
Okay, I got you.
I think. I honestly didn't ask him where he was. I just yelled at him for sending the photos.
Here's the thing. What is it about when people go, and listen, we're going to get into sports in a second here because I feel like Jerry Seinfeld right now.
We're already getting off topic.
What's the deal with these vacations? No.
Yeah.
But what is the deal with people who, when they go on vacation, like they make it a habit of showing you that they went on vacation? Now, like, listen, Kuza, this is before our time a little bit because remember, like, before Facebook, like, people have like photo albums, like real albums that they would bring into like their,
so it's kind of same
their
thing.
Their workspaces and be like, hey, we went here, we went here.
Right.
Like, if someone did that to me, I'll be like, cool, I don't care.
So let me ask you this, because this is a thing my fiance and I have been going through.
Hit me with it.
Is when we go on our honeymoon.
Yes. Do you have a destination?
We're in between a few spots right now, but like date is coming. Like we gotta, I gotta book that thing soon. It's less than 2 months now. So
yeah, you better get on that.
No, but there was a conversation about bringing laptops and bringing phones.
Sure.
Because, you know, in this business, there's times where I work on a Saturday every once in a while and I do some social media. And she's you're not doing that when we're on our honeymoon, which I get.
Yeah.
So then I was like, it's fine. I'll just bring my phone so I can take photos and stuff. She's like, no, you're not bringing your phone either. And I was like, well, then how am I going to take photos? How am I going to, like, post stuff? Like,
and it's eating you up inside, isn't it, right now?
Oh, yeah. I'm still like.
Here's the thing, though,
I need to buy a burner phone for this or something.
A part of your job, though, is you kind of like showcasing who you are, though, right? Like that kind of falls into the working for
this whole thing,
the other station, you know? Like, I mean, everything that you post, it matters, I guess I would say, right? Now, maybe I should think like that as well, but I don't.
But also, I don't you're supposed to post a lot, and I don't like to do that because I feel like that's annoying.
Yeah.
So, like, I'll do it every once in a while, but I'm not going to post like 9 times a day.
No, I hear you. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Okay, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to get you in trouble. Like, you're gonna have to feel this one out for yourself or ask somebody else. Because the last thing I'm gonna do is give relationship advice about cell phone and cell phone usage, because you know how I operate, man. I'm a minimalist.
Yeah, you wouldn't be bringing
man.
it.
Like, I mean, I don't even bring my I have my cell phone on dates and stuff, but like, I don't. It's in my pocket.
No, I'm not gonna look at. Part of it is so that we can take pictures and actually remember.
Yeah.
The honeymoon, 10, 15 years down the line. But at the same time, also, in the back of my mind, is I'd love to post it on social media, too, while it's going on.
So here's the thing, Kuz, and I know what road we're trying to go down right now. I'm not going down this road again, because a couple days ago, it's crazy you brought this up. A couple days ago, on the other station that I'm working at right now in the mornings, the topic was, do you believe in taking a bunch of pictures with your family? And I said no. And the entire city of Jacksonville called me out and said I was crazy,
they didn't like that.
And they said I was stupid, okay? Because I come from the theory that, hey, live in the moment, remember the moment.
True.
But then, I'm literally getting it from all angles. I have family members saying, you got to take pictures. Wife saying, see where I take pictures. My mom was like, hey, when I get older, I like to have those pictures.
Well,
so, nobody agrees with me.
I was going to say, what does Brent say? He likes posting the stuff about his kids on Facebook because then he gets the memories.
No, without a doubt. Yeah. And listen, someone's got to do that. It's just not going to be me. So that's where my wife comes in. So it's kind of a happy balance, if you will. Speaking of happy wife, happy life, I guess you would say here, Kuzer, for yourself, I mean, happy fiance. I don't know what you would say.
Happy QB, happy life.
There we go. Yeah. And that's where I'm going with it right now. I am at a loss for words about the quarterback carousel. I think, listen, I'm not an NFL coach, and I'm never going to be an NFL coach, because I know what kind of time, energy, and pressure goes into that. And I like what I do right now. I don't need to be a coach. To all the coaches out there, more power to you. But what gets lost in the X's and O's all the time is the fact that, yes, you're in the Super Bowl business. Yes, you're in the scheme and the X's and O's business. But you're also in the people business. And I feel like the coaches that are the best in the people business, except for Bill Belichick, they have success. I compare it to Andy Reid all the time. How many times have I said on the show, Kuz, how much I respect Andy Reid and how much I loved playing for Andy Reid? And this is coming from a guy who played on the defensive side of the ball. I didn't get to see his offensive genius on display. All I know is that on Fridays during training camp, we got fast food Fridays. All I know is that, when I crossed those white lines for practice, I was never worried about Andy Reid chewing me out. Now, maybe he might yell if I do something wrong, but then he's going to be the guy, first to come up to be like, hey, man, I got to yell at you, but we're still all good. No problem there. He's just the every guy's guy, let's just say. And I think he knows how to handle the quarterback position. I think that he had that in Philly with McNabb. I think that he, for lack of a better word, he had Alex Smith, and then obviously Alex Smith, moved on to better things, I guess you would say, because they brought in Patrick Mahomes. But I always felt like that relationship between Alex Smith and Andy Reid was a good one. And now obviously Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are joined at the hip. And it just baffles me. And it's not just a head coaching thing, all right? I don't want to just pin it on the head coach here. But when we got guys like Russell Wilson, who, is pretty much in the prime of his career right now, when we have a top 5 quarterback like Deshaun Watson, who is playing at an extremely high level right now. And when you got a guy like Dak Prescott, who now I guess is muting everybody on Twitter regarding the Cowboys, and, Jerry Jones said something, so now they're going back and forth. They're not going to franchise tag him. What happens to Dak Prescott? It's insane to me, just the lack of respect for the quarterback position. Now, I know the haters out there, Austin, you always take the player's side. Are we going to cater? Are we going to coddle these quarterbacks? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And do you know why you're going to go above and beyond and treat the quarterbacks with more respect than anybody in that locker room? Because they're worth it. Okay? I always talk about the double standard in the NFL. Okay, the quarterback's going to be usually the first guy that gets in front of, cameras and things like that and says why the team won or lost. The quarterback's usually the guy, unless you're Blake Bortles, who can't afford to go out to the bars at night because of in fear of being seen, and then everyone's like, "Well, he should be in his playbook. What's he doing at the bars?" All right, the quarterback is the guy who, at the end of the day, what your record is falls on him. Okay, and if the record's bad, then guess what? They get rid of you. Simple as that. Right? There's other positions out there, there's like a linebacker or a defensive tackle where if you lose some games, nobody's talking about how bad you're playing usually. It's the quarterback, it's the quarterback, it's the quarterback. The quarterback is the double standard, okay? And when they rock C's on their chest, that's a double standard. When they wear red jerseys in practice, and listen, I'm the first guy to tell you that sometimes when I played, I was sick of the double standard of the NFL quarterback, right? Because I remember playing in Chicago during training camp. If you were within 3 yards of Jay Cutler during like a scrimmage or during, some kind of practice where it's live contact, but if you're within 3 yards of Jay Cutler, you're getting yelled at. Keep him up, got to keep him safe, right? I don't see that happening to defensive tackles. I don't see that happening to prized wide receivers, if you will. It's only the quarterback position. And if you don't believe me, watch Hard Knocks from last year. And later today in the show, we're going to break down Aaron Donald. We're going to break down the Jacksonville Jaguars in Hard Knocks. But my point of Aaron Donald is one person who does not need to practice in training camp. And the reason why I say that is because Khalil Mack put those rumors to bed. A couple years ago, Khalil Mack was with the Oakland Raiders, right? He gets traded to the Chicago Bears. Now, during that time, Khalil Mack sat out, missed all of training camp. Ends up going to the Chicago Bears. I think it might have been by week 1, week 2, whatever the case may be, but it was early on in the season. Didn't have any practice. Now, keep in mind, he practiced on his own. He worked out on his own, but he didn't have a training camp. And that year that Khalil Mack went to Chicago, he had one of the best years of his career. And I'm going to look it up right now. He had a ridiculous performance in Chicago to the point where he literally single-handedly got him into the playoffs. Like, it was that good. And I'm going to bring up the stats real quick here. Everybody bear with me. But it goes to show you that is training camp really that necessary? Is getting all your reps really that necessary? Check this out. 2018, here we go. So he ended up missing the first 2 games of the season. Khalil Mack joins the Chicago Bears. Listen to these numbers real quick. Oh, by the way, he was an all-pro. No big deal. 12.5 sacks, 1 interception, and, 6 forced fumbles. Once again, 12.5 sacks, 1 interception, and 6 forced fumbles. And yeah, he had some tackles there too. He had 37 solos and 47 combined, but who really cares? I mean, the guy had 12.5 sacks, all-pro, with 0 training camp. So when you see Aaron Donald last season on Hard Knocks getting his reps in, exerting his energy and effort, it goes to show you that the quarterback is the ultimate double standard because let's be honest, quarterbacks have it easy during training camp. They don't have it easy, but they have it easier than everybody else. From a physical standpoint, they should be feeling extra fresh by the time the season starts. Everybody else, when it's, the first preseason game or week 1 of the regular season, yeah, I feel good, but that was a rough training camp. I'm a little sore. My back's a little tight. And this is my point. You can't treat quarterbacks like everybody else in this league. And I understand owners want to, start flexing their muscles a little more and saying, well, and maybe this is happening in Houston right now. Time will tell. Eventually, an owner's going to come out and say, I don't care what you do, you're staying here. You can go ahead and go on Instagram. You can unfollow us, but we're standing up to the players. And the day that happens, and it might be in Houston. Let's stay tuned here to the Houston Texans, see how they work out here. But if it happens in Houston, it's going to do a couple of things. Number 1, say goodbye to free agency because that's going to turn a lot of players off. Now, yeah, sometimes money talks. Maybe you have to overpay on some guys. But I'm saying from the optics, from a player standpoint, looking for a new destination, nah, that's not going to fly. I think from a locker room standpoint, and here's the thing. It has to be awkward right now to be a Houston Texans player. Imagine being on that roster right now, and you don't know if Deshaun Watson's going to be there or not. You don't know if one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL is going to be there or not. What's going through those other players' heads right now? You know, it's almost like they're going through a bad divorce right now, and they don't know what's going to happen. They're just sitting here saying, well, I hope it works out. Hopefully I get to see you again. I don't know. Like, that's what the Houston Texans locker room is doing right now. And yes, winning is the main priority. But I guarantee every guy in that locker room, they respect Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson's a great teammate. I've never heard anything bad about Deshaun Watson from his players, obviously. The players really seem to have his back. And sometimes in the NFL, and I've seen this firsthand, business trumps everything. This is business right now. So if Deshaun says that he wants out, as much as it sucks for his teammates because they would obviously have him, they'd want him there, I think wholeheartedly his teammates would understand. And if you choose to keep Deshaun Watson, well, now you create another rift in that locker room, in my opinion. Something that I didn't even consider, though, and I read this in an article today out of Houston about, who has the power right now in terms of the ownership or the quarterback in Deshaun Watson. And, obviously I spoke on this yesterday a little bit about Orlando Brown, where I feel like the Ravens have all the power, right? Because they have two bona fide tackles right now in Stanley and Orlando Brown. You have Orlando Brown on his rookie contract. If Harbaugh really wanted to, be like, all right, man, well, we're going to put you up to the test and see if you really, really don't want to play this year. But I bet you will. Have fun playing right tackle, and if Stanley gets hurt, then you can go back to left tackle. Like, Harbaugh can definitely do that. I feel like he's got that old school mentality. I feel like the way the Baltimore Ravens run the ball so much, like Orlando Brown, in my opinion, fits into what Baltimore's trying to do. Now, maybe they get a king's ransom for Orlando Brown. Time will tell. But that's an example where I think that the front office, the coaches, they have all the power. In the Deshaun Watson case, I've spoke many times on this. I feel like Deshaun Watson has the power. I think if you look at Deshaun Watson's agent, the same representation as Jaylen Ramsey. We saw what Jaylen Ramsey pulled, the injured back, things like that. You feel like Deshaun Watson has all the power. But what I didn't take into account is the trump card. And I read about the trump card today in a Houston article. The NFL right now, and it's not official yet, but, the NFLPA is going through the process of seeing if players could opt out this year because of COVID-19. Because let's be honest. Yes, you have the vaccines. Yes, it seems to be, people are coming around, but we're not out of the woods quite yet. And we don't know where we're going to be in the next 3 or 4 or 5 months. If there's new strains, all this stuff. And listen, politics aside, let's just say that we're not out of the woods quite yet. So the NFLPA right now is trying to figure out, well, do we have some kind of clause this year where players can opt out? And what would that mean? If players opt out, that means that you can obviously sit out and you don't have to pay anything in terms of not showing up to training camp. It freezes your contract. Now remember that. Let's go back to Deshaun Watson. Let's say you're Deshaun Watson right now and Houston's, playing hardball. He's not going anywhere. He's staying here. What happens if Deshaun Watson goes, okay, you're not going to trade me, you're not going to give me what I want, then I'm going to opt out and I'm not going to play this year. That way, I'm not under a contract with you guys. I don't owe any kind of fines for missing training camp or missing the regular seasons, and I'm going to opt out. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the trump card. Now, why? Well, think about it like this. Houston is in rebuilding mode. No mistake about it. But the name of the game is to try to win and to regroup and to rebuild. Do you mean to tell me that the Houston Texans are going to wait on Deshaun Watson if he opts out 1 year? So essentially, you're just going to waste a year. Essentially, what you're going to do is you're just going to get a quarterback, some random guy maybe off the streets on a 1-year deal and just waste a season away and then reload for next year again and then go through the drama and the back and forth once again? I don't think so. I think Deshaun Watson has a trump card. Now, once again, the NFLPA's got to okay this thing, and once again, we got to see how the whole COVID-19 scene turns out. But I'm just saying, if there's a possibility for Deshaun Watson to opt out this year, not take any kind of penalty, that's the trump card. But Austin, what about the money? He's missing so much money. Eventually, you all are going to start listening to me when I say, yes, money is important. But if you look at Deshaun Watson and how much money he's made already, he's okay right now. And I don't know Deshaun Watson personally. I haven't even really heard from his teammates what kind of guy Deshaun Watson is. All I go off of Deshaun Watson is what I hear in reports, what I hear in interviews, and what I see on social media. And today, Deshaun Watson decided to put out something about loyalty and respect. Okay? These are two adjectives that are very known for the modern era NFL player. Maybe sometimes even more than money. Ask Yannick Ngakoue about that. But when we're talking about Deshaun Watson sitting out the year, sacrificing, millions and millions and millions of dollars just to prove a point, just to try to get some respect and loyalty, you better believe it. You better believe he's going to do that. I don't think there's not a price in the world right now that Deshaun Watson would say, yeah, I'll come back and play for the Houston Texans. I think he's made up his mind. I think his agent has made up his mind for him. And I think the culture right now of what's going on in Houston has made up his mind as well. But Austin, and by the way, Kuz, this is the voice of the contrarians, by the way. This is kind of the thing, right?
Okay, I'm glad you clarified because I thought you were pretending to be like a listener, and I was like, that's mean.
Well, I mean, what does listeners sound like then?
I don't know, like a normal person?
But Austin. No, see, it sounds so much like myself. See, I'm trying to make it sound somebody different than myself.
Right.
But here, okay. But Austin, what about, he wants to play for a Super Bowl. It's always about winning. He's in a culture right now where he can't win, so he's going to take his ball and go someplace else. He wants out. Oh, I'm sorry. Did Deshaun Watson want to go to the Jets? Weren't the New York Jets on one of the top lists of places Deshaun Watson wants to go? And now I get it. Maybe Robert Saleh can turn that whole thing around in 1 year. Maybe you can go from the second worst record in the NFL to going to the playoffs. But I doubt it. But I doubt they're going to be playing in a Super Bowl in the next 3 or 4 years. I really doubt it. Now, yes, you have money. You have draft capital, a la the Jacksonville Jaguars. But let's be honest. You're not going to the New York Jets right now and expecting you're going to win in the next year or so. But Deshaun Watson wants to go there. Why? Because he respects Robert Saleh. Because he believes in Robert Saleh. So it's not always about the winning. It's not always about the money. It's simple. It's about respect. It's about loyalty. And that's what baffles me about, we always talk about the modern era NFL player on this show. Right, wrong, or indifferent, we always bring that up. What about the modern era NFL coach? Okay, you got to be in the people business. You got to know how to treat people, especially the quarterback. And maybe you got to bow down to every one of the wills of the quarterback. So be it. Sometimes you got to put ego aside, but you do that. And do you know why you do that? Because it's worth it. We don't hear about the quarterback carousel in terms of the lower tier players. Now, maybe Carson Wentz, but listen, Carson Wentz, like I've been campaigning now, it seems like on the show for the past couple months, I'm a Carson Wentz believer. Now, you may not believe him, but I do. And I think that his second year in the NFL showed that. I think that if he doesn't get hurt, he probably wins the MVP award. So I think Carson Wentz has some talent. But that's what you get when you got talent. You can parlay that talent to get what you want. We saw it with Jaylen Ramsey, and Jaylen Ramsey doesn't play quarterback, right? But he's that dynamic of a player. He's that good of a cornerback where he got away with it. Now, sometimes, listen, if Aaron Donald wanted to pull some of this stuff, he probably could, right? There's a very few amount of guys in this league that can do what the elite quarterback can do in getting what they want. But all I'm saying is if you're a top 8 quarterback in this league and you're not happy, you can do whatever you want. So if that's the consensus, and if I know that, if Kuz knows that, the NFL coaches have to know that. And you got to show some respect. You got to show some loyalty. Or else you're going to be hitting the road, and you're going to be stuck with a side piece, if you will. And listen, I don't want any side pieces at quarterback. I want that A number one. More on ESPN 690 when we get back.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Another warm one today with plenty of sunshine. Afternoon highs near 80 degrees. Cooler at the beaches. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 at Fox 30 Action News Jax for the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds, where right now you can get 5 years, 0-interest financing with nothing down.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talent Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talent Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Shred your goals this year with the new Metabolism Boost Banana Passion Fruit Smoothie from Smoothie King. At only 240 calories and 14 grams of protein per 20 ounces, this crave-controlling meal smoothie has non-GMO whole fruits, naturally derived caffeine, and absolutely no syrups. Or try strawberry pineapple or mango ginger. Start your healthier habit and order online at smoothieking.com. Now for pickup or delivery at any of the Jacksonville area locations. Smoothie King, rule the day. No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com. We all know what the most important meal of the day is, and now it's the most awesome. Moe's Southwest Grill St. Augustine is now serving up breakfast burritos and bowls in their drive-thru. The fluffy eggs, shredded cheese, grilled steak and chicken, and salsa if you choose. They're all available in the AM, so you can swing by the Moe's drive-thru on your way to work. No more cold cereal and oatmeal at your desk, just convenient breakfasty goodness. Get ready to be the coolest kid at the office. Welcome to Moe's.
Slip and falls can be embarrassing, leaving you in pain and feeling like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After a fall, document the scene by taking photographs. Make sure to get medical attention for any injuries you may have. If you've been injured in a slip and fall, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Love is not supposed to hurt. Domestic violence is about power and control. It's a choice made by the abuser. COVID-19 may have separated us, but we're here to help. If you know of someone who needs to talk, please call the Florida Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-500-1119. Trained advocates are available to provide support. This message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Health, the Florida Department of Children and Families, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
If you love golf, you need to get this deal. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round plus card fees with the Dream 18 golf card at great area golf courses like Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club, Fleming Island Golf Club, and 6 others. And this isn't just a golf card. Get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free hat at Dome Hats, and a free smoothie from Smoothie King, plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for $95. Hundreds of dollars in savings and the perfect gift.
Have you seen it? I'm talking about the all-new showroom at Arlington Toyota, where they're celebrating with savings all month long. What are you waiting for? Right now at Arlington, take your pick. A new 2021 Corolla LE or a new 2021 Camry LE. You choose. 0 down or buy for just $249 a month. This is a purchase, not a lease. Celebrate with savings and come see the new showroom at Arlington Toyota today. Shop safely in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/February for full details.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Welcome into the show, a name you know. If you've been listening and watching ESPN for a long time, I know you know him. We're going to call him one of the forefathers, if you will, of sports radio, Mike Greenberg.
Thank you. Forefathers is an interesting, that's That's fascinating. Every day, as I talk to more people, I get older and older. So that's kind of funny.
Listen weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. in your car or stream them. ESPN690.com.
Brent Martineau.
They probably already have one. Cornholing.
Austin Lane.
You're going to have a call from PR in a little bit here.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
You know, Jared and I had a lot of conversations. You know, we had one that, I want to keep that between myself and Jared. But, again, I don't want to get into the specifics of those types of things. But when you look back on the 4 years that we did have together, there's a lot of times you can smile on. And I would say there's a lot of things that, when I self-reflect, I certainly wish I was better for him in some instances. And those are things that I think you have to acknowledge, move forward, and make sure that you learn from every mistake that you make. And certainly I'm not going to run away from the things that I could have been better for him as a leader and as a coach. But there was a lot of really good things that occurred from 17 and on that I think we can eventually really have a much better appreciation for.
Whoa.
Someone's got a foot in the parking lot. I assume that was Sean McVay.
That was Sean McVay.
Talking about Jared Goff. See, we talk about the carousel, and, I don't think really the rant, I don't know.
Was that him admitting that he didn't listen to him enough?
See, that's the weird thing. I mean, listen, it's one soundbite, but, the whole time, at least I didn't feel like there was a rift between Jared Goff and the Rams this year. I felt like Jared Goff had an injury. He played with it. He did the best that he could. I don't think that's an issue. I also get the point, though, right now that the Rams are in must-win mode. After all that they've sacrificed in terms of draft capital, they're in win-right-now mode because in the next couple of years, unless, once again, and it very well could be true, the salary cap does not exist. Who knows? And really, that's going to be the documentary I'm going to put out. Forget the whole softball being a cult thing. I'm going, does the salary cap actually exist? Because sometimes I feel like it's like the Loch Ness Monster or it's like Bigfoot. Yeah, people say it exists and people have stories about it, but I've never seen it, firsthand. I've never seen it be an issue before.
There was a Bigfoot sighting in Florida just 2 days ago.
Of course there was. Was he rocking jean shorts?
No, it was not Minshew.
Okay. That's what I was getting at. But yeah,
I know. No, but I guess I saw it in the Panhandle. It was a thing.
I got you. Is there ocular proof?
There is a video of an open field, where the power lines go through usually. So there's an open field kind of in between two bits of forest in a way.
Yeah.
That you see in the very, very far distance a figure moving across.
Yeah.
But it's so far away, it just looks like a dot. So it literally could have been just a person walking,
Okay, listen, I love where we're going right now. Let's go ahead and bookmark this quarterback carousel and the relationship with coach real quick, and let me settle this right now. I'm not sure if there's Bigfoot or not, but if there is Bigfoot, he's not living in Florida. There is no way.
With all that hair?
You kidding me? I struggle, Coos. Yeah. I have a beard and, dreadlocks on my shoulders, and sometimes I wake up in the middle of summer, I'm like, what am I doing here?
What is this?
What? I mean, listen, I love Jacksonville. I love the people of Jacksonville. I love what I do. But if you don't have dreads and a beard like I do, you can't relate to it, okay? Well, it gets pretty toasty.
Yeah, anytime I'm, at the beach and I see, a husky, I'm like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. you are so far from home. So with that being said, listen, maybe Bigfoot's out there, but this video a la from the Panhandle, like you're saying, absolutely not. If Bigfoot exists, it's going to be in the Pacific Northwest. It's going to be hanging out with Russell Wilson. He ain't going to be hanging out on the beach with Minshew.
With Russell Wilson talking about where he's going to go next.
Yeah. And listen, and that's not up for debate. there's no way, okay? If you disagree with me or want to talk about something else, feel free to call the show, 904-362-9901 or star 690. But kind of putting a little bow here on the quarterback carousel talk. I think with Jared Goff, it was just a thing. It was timing for that. Is Jared Goff a bad quarterback? I don't think so. I think he's a system quarterback. But, I'm not worried about him going to Detroit and taking the franchise. I think he's going to do okay in Detroit. Now, he's not going to have as many weapons as he had in L.A., but I think he's going to be okay. So, that's a unique circumstance where L.A. is all in right now, and they got an upgrade for it. Okay, more power to you, L.A. But when you see the Dak Prescotts, the Russell Wilsons, and the Deshaun Watsons, that's all about the relationship. That seems to be strained and tarnished right now. And it begs the question. We're in Jacksonville right now, and we're just waiting for the arrival of Trevor Lawrence. And when you hear people talk about it, some people call him the savior. Some people say that he is the biggest, overall number one pick since Andrew Luck at the quarterback position. Everyone's got something to say about Trevor Lawrence, and 99.9% of those people think he's going to pan out and do well. Now, the other 1% is like, Zach Wilson's going to be the better quarterback. We'll see. Okay, we'll see. But Jaguars fans are excited for Trevor Lawrence. But it begs the question, how is he going to gel with Urban Meyer? And this is something that I feel like hasn't really been talked a lot about, but in my opinion, it is one of Urban Meyer's strongest assets as a head coach going in his first year in the National Football League. Now, keep in mind, with Urban Meyer, yes, he's bringing, in my opinion, that old school mentality to Jacksonville. It's going to be a hard-nosed training camp, all this stuff. And if you look at Urban Meyer's resume in terms of college quarterback production, yeah, you had Tebow, you had Chris Leak, you had Alex Smith, and like you had the guys from Ohio State. But like, let's be honest, probably Alex Smith is the most accomplished out of all those by far, right? Alex Smith's still playing in the league. He's looking for a new home more than likely because Washington will probably let him go. But he's earned his spot in the NFL. Now he was the number one overall pick. Was he worth it back then? Who knows? But my point is he's still in the NFL, so he's doing something right. So in terms of production, well, NFL production, it's okay from Urban Meyer. It's a little shaky in terms of the quarterbacks that he's had. But what I like about the quarterbacks that Urban Meyer had in college, and you look at them now, they all have great things to say about him. Now, I've never heard Chris Leak really speak about Urban Meyer, but I do know this. When Urban Meyer got to Florida, he wanted to implement, his running gun type of offense, the read option type of offense, the high scoring type of offense. But he didn't have that with quarterback Chris Leak. And he actually tailor-made, like he changed his philosophy, he checked his ego at the door, and he made his system fit Chris Leak because he believed in Chris Leak. And that's what I always say about coaches in the NFL. You got to make your system fit your players, not the other way around. Well, what happened that year? The Florida Gators won a national championship, and Chris Leak was a big part of that. You hear what Alex Smith has to say about Urban Meyer? Nothing but great things. You hear what Tim Tebow said, and we had that interview with Adam Schefter yesterday we played on our show. Go back and check it out. But Tim Tebow had nothing but great things to say about Urban Meyer. Now, once again, the NFL production is a little lacking. But what I do like and what I do think is going to be a huge key to the success of the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence going forward is the fact that Urban Meyer can develop the relationship with the starting quarterback because they all swear by him. All his former quarterbacks, they swear by him. And that's not always the case, okay? Like, I'll be honest, I haven't heard Patrick Mahomes say a lot about Cliff Kingsbury. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's an interview out there where Patrick Mahomes praises Cliff Kingsbury for what he did. But like, I don't hear Mahomes go out of his way to speak about Kingsbury. Now, maybe they're tight. I just don't know about it, right? Like when Kingsbury got hired by Arizona, how many Patrick Mahomes sound bites were there saying, oh, he deserved it, good for him, he's a great coach, he's going to do very well? Not sure. But I've heard Alex Smith, I've heard Tim Tebow talk up Urban Meyer, so I like that. And I think the fact, too, that Trevor Lawrence is going to get his first reps, going to get the taste of the NFL with an offensive-minded guy. I know that Robert Saleh might have been on some people's short lists of wanting to come to Jacksonville. And you know what? I think in terms of a culture change, maybe Saleh has Urban Meyer beat there. Like, I think right now, if you're a New York Jets fan, you like what you got with Saleh. There's hope. There's intrigue, just like there is here. But the difference to me is, yes, you're going to rebuild the culture here, too, with Urban Meyer. But in my opinion, it's almost like a la Andy Reid, where I don't need necessarily Urban Meyer's scheme to be 100% crucial here in Jacksonville. What I do need is that quarterback relationship. Because if this offseason is telling us anything right now, regardless of the money, regardless of the situation, and regardless of how much you're winning, like Russell Wilson in Seattle, those relationships can be fractured real quick. And I think Urban Meyer understands that. I think Urban Meyer gets the modern era NFL athlete a little more than some coaches already in the league. And that, to me, is where Urban Meyer is going to shine. He's got the guys in place with the X's and O's and everything. And yes, he's going to have some sort of influence on this offense, as he should. But he's put the guys in place to handle the coaching responsibilities. Urban Meyer's job is the relationships. And you hear this all the time. We're getting, they're going to try to push for a new practice facility. You're going to have the best of the best of the best. Yes, that's going to give you a competitive advantage, no kidding. But you know what that does? When you have the best of the best of the best, when you keep talking about this culture change, when you keep talking about we got to take care of our players, do you know what that does more than anything? It helps the relationships. And when it helps the relationships, guys want to stick around. When you have a good relationship with your players, guess what? Then free agents want to come to you. You don't go cater to free agency. They come to you. And you better believe me on that, because I know countless times where players sacrifice taking more money because of the culture of where they wanted to go. Because they liked the coach, they respected the coach, they respected the system, the locker room was the right fit for them, whatever the case may be. That, in my opinion, is where Urban Meyer is going to put this team over the top. Yes, the wins are going to come. I truly believe that. You have Trevor Lawrence. We'll see how this draft shakes out. I think the wins will eventually come. Heck, they have to, because they haven't in the past, set aside from 1 year, the past decade, they really haven't come a lot. So history would eventually show us that, it can't be bad forever. Eventually it has to get great. And that was the problem with 2017. You won, but did you have the relationships to cultivate that success for an extended period of time? You didn't. It was a flash in the pan. Jaylen Ramsey, Yannick Ngakoue, Dante Fowler saying about the whole grievance gate thing. It went south really quickly because of relationships. So that's what I'm looking for Urban Meyer, maybe more than anything. How does he get along with the players? What kind of relationships does he build? Because I promise you right now, those relationships will take you to a Super Bowl, but they're going to take you a long way in building a brand, building a culture, and building success for this city. Jacksonville Jaguars getting hard knocks. How do you feel about that? Do you want to see it? Too much of a distraction. We'll get to that next here on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
Happy Friday. I'm Jake Mitchell. Former USA Olympic gymnastics coach John Geddert died by suicide Thursday, just hours after he was charged with a litany of allegations that he physically, emotionally, and sexually abused gymnasts under his care. Geddert was scheduled to be arraigned at 2:15 in Eaton County, Michigan on Thursday. Here's the state of Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nassau.
The victims suffer from disordered eating, including bulimia and anorexia, suicide attempts, and self-harm. We hope that these charges will bring some measure of justice to some of the harm that was inflicted, and we feel confident in the allegations that we've made.
The new coaching staff has met with Deshaun Watson, but the quarterback still wants out of Houston, according to a source. As of now, Houston has not begun to entertain any trade talks with any teams. This Sports Center update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Keyshawn Johnson.
You took Kyler Murray and stuck him in Baltimore. I believe you'll get the same thing Arizona's getting now.
He knows the NFL.
But don't say that if he was in Baltimore right now, they'd have a better shot at winning the Super Bowl. No, that's a lie.
And the NFL knows him.
If you took those weapons that's in Arizona and dropped them in Baltimore along with Kyler Murray, that's a different story.
Get inside the NFL with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin every morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN News.
Hey, boss, check this out. You're never home alone and you're never away from home with Safe Touch.
What now?
Never home alone. Now that one I get. It's because of the two-way communicator.
Yup. Any emergency and you're talking with the operator in seconds.
Right. Never home alone. Yeah, but what about this never away from home thing?
See, with SafeTouch's smart home automation, you can control your house from anywhere.
What, is it that smartphone thingy again?
Yeah, with the SafeTouch app, you can check your camera feeds, turn on the lights, drop the AC down, lock the doors. Boss, it's like you're there.
Never away from home. Never home alone, never away from home. This changes nothing. I still hate SafeTouch, and we still gotta stick to the Crooks or Us golden rule. Stay away from SafeTouch houses. I need an aspirin.
Crooks know to stay away from SafeTouch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Have you seen it? I'm talking about the all-new showroom at Arlington Toyota, where they're celebrating with savings all month long. So what are you waiting for? Right now at Arlington, take your pick. A new 2021 RAV4 LE or a new 2021 Tacoma SR. You choose. 0 down or buy for just $299 a month. This is a purchase, not a lease. Celebrate with savings and come see the new showroom at Arlington Toyota today. Shop safely in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/February for full details.
I should have my kid tell you about Jumpin' Jack's House of Food. It's Ty's favorite burger in town. Make it one of your favorites as well. Jumpin' Jack's House of Food has 3 locations now: Atlantic Beach, Mandarin, and downtown Jacksonville. Change your life burgers. But they have salads, pizza, and much more on the menu, too. Let Jumpin' Jack's House of Food be your great neighbor. Lunch or dinner with the family, or they will cater parties from 200 to 500 people. Jumpin' Jack's, HOF.com for online ordering. Jumpin' Jack's House of Food, open 7 days a week.
Transmission problems? Call Action Transmission Specialists on Merrill Road, where you get the work done right the first time by the experts. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. Our techs can service all makes and models, and we provide a nationwide warranty, so you have the peace of mind knowing we solve your transmission troubles fairly and honestly, and guaranteed nationwide. Call us at Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road, where quality counts. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Ever wonder why so many people are opening banking accounts at Community First?
Because it's a smart way to move your money around.
Or do anything else you want with it.
And at Community First, you don't have to pretend to be anybody special.
Just be yourself.
You can add a Community First banking account at any branch or on your phone, tablet, or desktop at justbeyourself.com. Community First. Just be yourself.
Federally insured by NCUA.
If you love golf or know somebody who does, you need to get this deal. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round plus cart fees with a Dream 18 golf card at great area golf courses like St. John's Golf and Country Club, Amelia River Golf Club, and Eagle Landing Golf Club. And this isn't just a golf card. Get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free hat at Dome Hats, and a free smoothie from Smoothie King, plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for $95. Hundreds of dollars in savings and the perfect gift.
Slip and falls can be embarrassing, leaving you in pain and feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After a fall, document the scene by taking photographs and make sure to get medical attention for any injuries you may have. If you've been injured in a slip and fall accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Switch to T-Mobile for Business and get up to 90 days of service free via virtual rebate on your business plan. You get a great deal, the largest 5G network, and first-class benefits like Microsoft 365 on us. It's better for business and only with T-Mobile for Business. Limited time offer. Stop in-store for details. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Virtual Express MasterCard within 8 weeks of receipt of valid submission. Complete port within 60 days. See T-Mobile.com for 5G devices, coverage, and plan details.
AD needed championships. Chips, plural, to start entering the greatest power forward ever conversation. How many does he need to win with the Lakers before he starts entering that conversation?
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. And now, watch exclusively on ESPN+.
To me, it just seems like Russell is trying to find his footing amongst the NFL quarterbacks that have some demands. the Aaron Rodgers, the Deshaun Watson. It's like he's trying to be cool or something. Like he wants to be accepted as I got power. Like they already listening to you, dog. They get it. You wanted a big-time receiver, they went out and got Metcalf. You wanted a running back, they went and tried to help you out with Marshawn Lynch a second time, a third time. They got other backs. So I don't know what to say other than, what is he doing?
Oh, wow. Is that Keyshawn Johnson? What am I 2 for 2 today, Kuz? Don't call it a comeback quite yet, man. Interesting coming from Keyshawn Johnson. Very interesting. Because what did he allude to? What were the key words out of that argument? He said, well, yes, they got the wide receivers. They pretty much catered to Russell Wilson. Oh, I'm sorry. How many times was Russell Wilson sacked this past year? Let's go look that up real quick. We have most sacked quarterback in the NFL. Guess who led the league last year in getting sacked? Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson. So, yeah, maybe they listened to him and got him wide receivers, but how about that offensive line? Right? Like, how about taking care of your quarterback? Why do you think right now the Jacksonville, well, most of this fan base in Jacksonville is so hell-bent on getting Orlando Brown or maybe Trent Williams? Or I guess if you really have to, you either franchise tag or re-sign Cam Robinson. But it's an issue. People are talking about it. They're offensive linemen. They're not sexy. They don't get the trending topics usually until it matters. And when you have a guy like Trevor Lawrence coming into town, you better believe it matters. So when Russell Wilson is on the list for the most sacked quarterback since 2017, if you add up the total sacks, yeah, I think he's got a grievance. I think there's some issues in Seattle. I think he wants to see that short up a little bit. Not only from a physical standpoint, but also saying, hey, how much do I got to do for this team? Can you guys take care of me? So it goes beyond the wide receiver position. It goes beyond having a defense that can play complementary football and having your back. It talks about keeping you upright. Simple as that. And if they can keep you upright, I mean, who... And listen, Seattle's a great team. We talk about it all the time. Jacksonville's trying to mold themselves after Seattle. They got a couple coaches from Seattle. And I've even said it myself before. I feel like Jacksonville right now with Urban Meyer and the intrigue and just a fresh new start, they seem like the Seattle East, if you will. But if you can't keep your quarterback up, he's going to have something to say about it. Simple as that. We saw it with Deshaun Watson as well. Now, Deshaun Watson lost his weapon in Deandre Hopkins. Because I don't even know why I'm talking about this anymore. Like, I've said my piece. What more do you want me to tell you? Treat your quarterbacks well, and they'll treat you well in return. If you're the most sacked quarterback since 2017 with the Seattle Seahawks, there's going to be some discrepancies, especially a guy who plays at that high of a level. That's impressive. We're talking about Russell Wilson, who's been in MVP contention a couple of those years. And he's the most sacked quarterback since 2017. So to me, the solution is simple. Spend on offensive line, shore up the offensive line, coach the offensive line better, but don't let Russell Wilson get sacked so many times. And I think he's going to be happier. Simple as that. Well, maybe that, and maybe Sierra wants to go on the East Coast. Who knows? I mean, hey, she's got a career to worry about too as well. Maybe Seattle's not treating her especially well, but no, listen. You got to keep Russell Wilson healthy. Got to keep him upright. That guy can only take so many shots. I understand. I played against him. He's built like a bowling ball. He's very unassuming. He's very wide. All right? Like you try to tackle him, it's like, nope, he's gone. Like he's so unassuming, Kuz. I can't describe this enough. Like you get with, because I played what was this? A Chicago preseason game. And Wilson played the most of the first half. And spoiler alert, we were eating their offensive line alive. And I had Russell Wilson in my grasp a couple times. But that dude is so shifty and so unassuming because you see him on the field and it's like, okay, this guy might be the third best player on an intramural basketball team or a beer league basketball team, right? Like he's not cut or anything. Like he's short and he's stocky. But then you get him on the field, it's like, all right, dude, I'm going to wrap you up here. I'm going to take you down. Nope. Oh, that's right. He weighs like 200-something pounds. Oh, he's faster than I expected. And then he embarrasses you. So it's simple, Seattle Seahawks. You take care of your quarterback, and your quarterback will take care of you. All right, Kuz, enough teasing. We got to get back to this whole Hard Knocks conversation. Should the Jacksonville Jaguars sign up, raise their hand, say we want in on HBO Hard Knocks? Let's address that next here on ESPN 690.
Cease and desist.
You gotta love lawyer talk, don't you? I got a letter from the competitor's lawyer accusing us of stealing all their best people. They demanded that we cease and desist. The ugly truth is that the other company was actively driving away their best people. Management didn't treat them right, so they voted with their feet. And most of those plumbers and techs initially hired on somewhere else other than Griffin Service. Except those somewhere else companies weren't any better in terms of how they mistreated their people. So a few of those guys came to work for me at Griffin Service, where I absolutely gave them the respect and appreciation they deserved. Then word got around.
If you want the best job you'll ever have, come work for Tom at Griffin Service.
That's good news for amazing AC techs and plumbers, and bad news for my competitors and their lawyers. Because I'm not going to stop revolutionizing the AC and plumbing industries here in Jacksonville, and I'll never cease and desist from treating my people and my customers the way they deserve.
GriffinService.com.
License number 1250697. Do you want to upsize, move to a different area of town, or leave the area completely, but concerned about getting full value for your existing home quickly? Chad and Sandy are the only agents who guarantee multiple offers at market value or higher in 72 hours, or they'll sell it for free. Their advanced marketing system creates a bidding war, allowing them to attract sky-high prices for homeowners. No long-term contracts, no required repairs. You can cancel anytime and pick your closing date. Jimmy and Lisa in Hidden Hills said, "With our older kids out of the house, we had our hearts set on moving into our dream home." Chad not only got multiple offers in 3 days, but he got the price that allowed us to afford our new dream home. There are no long-term contracts when working with Chad and Sandy. You can cancel at any time, and you can pick your closing date. If you're serious about selling your home, call Chad and Sandy today at 904-414-6200 or go online to chadandsandy.com. That's 904-414-6200 or visit chadandsandy.com.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
DSC. There are so many razors out there. How do you choose which one's right for you? Well, at Dollar Shave Club, we got you. With a 6-blade cartridge for daily shavers with short hair and a 4-blade cartridge for less frequent shavers with longer hair. Still confused? Well, we put both blades in one new starter box, so you can test drive both. Check out dollarshaveclub.com/ESPN, dollarshaveclub.com/ESPN, and visit DSC at your nearest store. You've got questions, we got answers. Welcome to the club.
Now at a store near you.
It's time for some straight talk. Your tax return could look different this year, but you're still going to hear a lot of noise about how to spend it. So when the big carriers tell you to splurge on the latest nonsense, just tune it out. With Straight Talk, you can get a Samsung Galaxy A51 for just $199. Plus, get the $45 unlimited talk, text, and data plan with no contract on America's best networks for up to 50% less. Tune out the nonsense and tune in to Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
What if the music stopped? If the familiar voices were silenced? If there were no breaking news updates? What if your companion and connection to your community came with a monthly fee? Don't worry, we're free local radio with you wherever you go, celebrating 100 years and looking forward to the next 100. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The Seminoles are here.
Good shot again. Walker has gone crazy. Knowles win it all. The ACC championship of the regular season.
The reigning ACC champions look to defend their title in 2021.
Puts up the triple. Good shot. You'll hear the horn. The Knowles will win.
Catch the action all season long right here on your radio home of the Seminoles.
Hear FSU basketball on ESPN 690. Thanks to Donato's Pizza, where every piece is important.
Mike Greenberg is Greeny.
The Jets are now not going to get that first pick, and so they become now the franchise that has nothing, which is what happens when the people at the top are incompetent and clueless. It is exclusively about what is better for the franchise, and there is nothing better about being 1-15 without Trevor Lawrence than being 0-16 with him.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg, weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio. And now, watch exclusively on ESPN Plus.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown with breaking news from the NBA. Kevin Durant of the Nets will be out at least through the All-Star break. He's missed the last 6 games with a sore left hamstring. The team is still confident he can come back at full strength. Raptors coach Nick Nurse and 5 assistant coaches won't be on the bench for tonight's Toronto game against the Rockets because of the league's health and safety protocols. ESPN's Adam Schefter believes it isn't a question of if Deshaun Watson will leave the Texans, but when.
Even if they don't get divorced now, it certainly seems that at some point in the future that they're headed that way. It may not be this offseason, it may be a year from now. But at some point it seems like these two sides are destined to go their own ways.
Adam Schefter on NFL Live. The Braves extend the contract of manager Brian Snitker through the 2023 season with a team option for 2024. The team has won the NL East the last 3 years. Soccer's Zlatan Ibrahimovic tells Discovery Plus in Sweden that he admires LeBron James, but that it's a mistake for athletes to get involved politically.
Have you been wronged by bad breakfast? Get the breakfast you deserve with Wendy's Breakfast 2 for $4. Pick 2 sandwiches, like their honey butter chicken biscuit, classic sausage, egg and cheese, or classic bacon, egg and cheese. Only at participating Wendy's for a limited time. Single item at regular price.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
The consistency of the standard of play out of him is awesome. I think there's a lot of untapped potential because the really interesting thing for me is when you look at a guy like a Patrick Mahomes or the Jordan Loves or Zach Wilson, you go, man, there's all this freelance reset style of football. If you could just get him to play with the consistency, he's going to be really good. And with Trevor Lawrence, he's got such consistency that I'm excited for Jacksonville to kind of unleash some reset style, like unleash some of the reactionary talent that he does have, because once they do that, he's going to even go to the next level. And so he's not a finished product. That's something that bothers me too. Is people talking about him as a finished product, he's not. But he, to me, is Secretariat, man. He's a thoroughbred racehorse.
Comparing athletes to horses, why not?
I thought you were going to like the Patrick Mahomes comparison.
No, I definitely did. Dan Orlovsky.
Yep.
Come on, Coos. White hot right now. White hot. Cannot be stopped. Get out of my way. But I think we have a game later on in the show where it's going to get a little more difficult for me if I have to guess who it is. But we're going to get to that later, if you will. Austin Lane, joined by my man Coos, pushing all the right buttons. Carlos Brent Martineau on a little vacay, playing some golf, I assume. If you want to be part of the conversation, we encourage it. 904-362-9901, star 690. And let's be honest here. I want to get into this Hard Knocks conversation real quick, but we got somebody on the line. We got South Beach Gary calling in, wants to talk Urban Meyer. South Beach Gary, happy Friday, and how are we doing today?
Good. How are you, Austin?
I'm living, man. I'm living for the weekend.
I think far more than the Trevor Lawrence, of course, Austin, it's got to be the immediate, how he's going to have to handle the hotbed issue of the Chris Doyle situation, because what he said so far is not satisfactory, and the players aren't going to buy it. And he's got some serious fence mending to do with the African-American players on the team before he can ever worry about his relationship with Trevor Lawrence, because right now I think they're looking at him twice, maybe even 3 times, saying, is this guy the leader? Is he going to be the guy that we can trust going forward? Because he created a hotbed thing over something that was completely unnecessary of his own volition. And so far he's handled it miserably, in my opinion.
Solid Beach Gary, man, I appreciate the call. Great points. Not going to sit here and say that you're wrong. I agree. I think that, whether it's going to be OTAs, mini camp, or if it's, the first day of training camp, depending how COVID-19 kind of allows everything, I agree. There's going to be a team meeting, and that first team meeting, the Chris Doyle stuff will have to be brought to light. Because like you said, there are a lot of black players in that locker room that have questions. I think regardless of color, I think there's a lot of players in that locker room that have a question over that signing and then the way that it kind of transpired a little bit. Now, in terms of the optics of Urban coming out first with the press statement, the press release, and the Jaguars saying, Urban Meyer and all this stuff, then they involved Trent Baalke in the second one. That was bad optics as well. I don't think the players care about that because I think the players know what's up. That was an Urban Meyer hiring, right? That wasn't a Shad Khan hiring. That wasn't a Baalke hiring. That was an Urban Meyer hiring. And Urban Meyer will have to explain himself. Now, to play the devil's advocate a little bit here, South Beach, Gary, has he lost the locker room? I don't think so. I think the fact that you're talking about possibly the youngest roster going into this year in the NFL helps because while you're dealing with a bunch of grown men who have opinions, obviously, and listen, this is the team last year that marched on racial injustice. They're the first team. If you watch the Super Bowl, for kind of like the pregame, the Jaguars were highlighted in a little video montage of that march downtown. So there is history there. I don't think Urban's lost the locker room, though. I think that if he speaks truthfully, if he articulates points of where he was coming from, and he sets the precedent for where the team's going forward, I don't foresee it being an issue. And I think that in terms of bringing the free agents in, listen, Urban Meyer knows a lot of these guys. He either recruited them or they played for him. So whatever free agent comes in who's more of that older seasoned vet, I feel like Urban Meyer is going to bring in Urban Meyer guys. And by that, I mean guys that have his back no matter what. So I think in terms of the culture, in terms of the team dynamic, I think he's going to be okay. But you're absolutely right. That very first team meeting, yes, it's about winning the Super Bowl. Yes, it's about hard work. Yes, it's not focusing in the past. But it has to also be about, hey, guys, this Doyle situation, let me say my piece real quick, and then let's get back to football. I see it going like that. Speaking of football, the Jaguars, the optics, if you will, Hard Knocks has been kind of a thing that has been a fan favorite amongst football fans, at least myself. Listen, I had my own segment last year about breaking down Hard Knocks, right? I brought up this was the birthplace of the Cliff Kingsbury, Sean McVay fireplace fiasco. This was the birthplace of obviously seeing who Aaron Donald really was, and just obviously, spoiler alert, an animal. And if you want to go back, this was the birthplace of some of the best, kind of off the field moments. I'm reminded of the offensive line coach from Cleveland who they made fun of his belly. There's a lot of cool things that come from Hard Knocks because it peels back the curtain. And you get a sense for who these guys are on and off the field. Now, yeah, you saw Jaylen Ramsey last year driving in some sort of vehicle that I'd never seen before. I imagine it was over, I don't know, $80,000, and you saw him buying a house. And I learned a lot about realty in LA. Don't need to worry about it. Not going to move out there. Way too expensive, but I learned a lot. But this year, the Jaguars have an opportunity to be featured on Hard Knocks. And let's be honest, they've never been featured on Hard Knocks before. Now, back in the day, I believe they were on an NFL network. It was essentially Hard Knocks, but it was under the NFL network banner. So the Jaguars are kind of new to this, right? They would be the new kids on the block. And let's be honest, from must-see TV, we're talking Urban Meyer, Trevor Lawrence, essentially a rebranding of a football team. That's, in my eyes, that's must-see TV, right? Because we understand how good of a quarterback Trevor Lawrence is. But at the same time, he's a little reserved, right? Like, I mean, I've done my due diligence. I've done my research on Trevor Lawrence. I know a bunch of fun factoids, if you will. But who is Trevor Lawrence off the field? Now, Kuz, we have the Trevor tracker, and you're getting that started on Twitter, creepishly.
Oh, dude, it's seriously, I feel like we joked about this in the text. I feel like the janitor from, was it Billy Madison, where he's like reporting on him? That's what I feel like right now.
Listen, I understand that we're boys, man. You're close with me. I appreciate it. You make my job very easily. We're homies, but I refuse to follow the Trevor tracker because I don't support it, man. And listen, I support you. Better believe it. But I do not support the Trevor tracker. If you do out there, congratulations. But I can't do it. All right? I can't come with you on that one, Kuz. But best of luck to you and Trevor Tracker. If people want to follow it, where can they find it, Kuz? Is it at trevortracker or whatever?
Yeah, but there's an A, remember? Brent was like something messed up with it.
So you like spelled Trevor, Trevar.
Yeah,
and then Tracker.
Trevar
Tracker. Unbelievable.
I didn't have a choice.
I mean, whatever. So
I gotta wait. I think I have to wait 60 days to try to change
it. So it begs the question: should the Jacksonville Jaguars get Hard Knocks? Like, if you're Shad Khan, you have to consider it, right? Like, you're the guy that wanted 2 home games at London because of viability, selling those tickets, selling that merchandise, spreading the name of the Jacksonville Jaguars all across the world. I get it. And I think that if you're trying to showcase a new team, a new era, you want to get as much publicity as possible. But at the same time, and listen, I've never been on Hard Knocks before, and truth be told, I've never really talked to anybody that's been on Hard Knocks before. I remember back in 2011, I think there was an opportunity for the Jacksonville Jaguars to get on Hard Knocks. And I wanted it to come to Jacksonville because as a player at the time in that locker room, dude, you're talking about a chance for me to showcase my personality off the football field. A chance for me to get endorsements like you wouldn't believe. Who wouldn't relish at the opportunity? So I think players in that locker room, they want it. I think Shad Khan wants it. Obviously, a majority of the fan base wants Hard Knocks here in Jacksonville. But I think we all got to check ourselves. And we all got to ask the question, is it worth it? I understand that Hard Knocks can give you a glimpse of the behind the scenes that sometimes we at, ESPN 690 or, Brent's, from the TV Action Sports Jacks maybe can't give you. Like that's what people love Hard Knocks so much. It's the behind the scenes, it's the all access, it's the meme-ness, if you will. But at the same time, what are you sacrificing bringing Hard Knocks to Jacksonville? And in my eyes, you are putting the distraction in front of the team. Now, what do I mean by that? When you talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars and Urban Meyer coming to town, this is all new to a lot of people. And I just got done saying how this is the youngest team I still feel like in the NFL right now. Now, we'll see how free agency goes, all that stuff. But on average, still the youngest team in the NFL. So when you bring cameras and you bring in extra stuff, right? You bring in, as Joe Cullen always calls it, the gray matter. And the reason why he calls it the gray matter is because it doesn't matter, right? Like, if you're getting ready to game plan for an opponent, Joe Cullen is going to go, all right, we're getting ready to play the Houston Texans, and they're gray matter. You shouldn't care about it. There's going to be a lot of extra gray matter coming to training camp if you allow Hard Knocks to have their cameras there. And I think that Urban Meyer being in his first year, I think, and being the fact that we're dealing with, possibly still a pandemic and practice being different as it is already and the protocols and all that stuff, there's going to be a lot on Urban Meyer's plate. And he's going to have to learn as he goes along because this is the NFL. You come out the gate and expectations are put forth, before you. So while I think it would be fun, I would love nothing more than to see the behind the scenes, than to talk about it on the show every single day. I'm sure it'd be great for ratings on our show. But I think in terms of the wins and losses, it doesn't help you win. I think it's a detriment. I think it could help you lose, actually. And when we talk about a decade of a lot of losing, that's the last thing I want to see. So I want to put this team in the best possible light. I want to set this team up for success, and I feel like setting this team up for success means that, hey, maybe in a couple years or so, when we're acclimated, when we're used to the NFL, Urban, then by all means bring Hard Knocks on board. I'm for it. But your first year where everything's going to be different, you're dealing with protocols and all this stuff, the last thing you need on your plate now is appeasing the HBO and the cameras and the stuff at hand.
So in the article, it does say that you can avoid mandatory inclusion.
Yes.
If you have any of these three exemptions. They have a first-year head coach. So
which is,
there you go,
yeah.
Urban. They have a playoff berth in the past 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. And then the other one is they have appeared on Hard Knocks in the past 10 years.
No, listen, I mean, the Jaguars are fine. Like, they don't have to do Hard Knocks. Like, if HBO comes a calling, and that was on SB Nation, was that one?
No,
or
this is NFL.com.
Yeah,
wrote this up.
Yeah, they put out an article a couple days ago.
Yes, their whole thing was talking about teams that would be compelling candidates for Hard Knocks.
What did they say? I'm curious.
Number 1 for them was the Dallas Cowboys.
Of course.
And they probably would fall under like the guidelines a little more than the Jags would. Like the Jags have an out if they want it.
Correct.
Number 2 was the Giants.
Ugh. Kuz, do you want to see Daniel? You want to see Brent talking about Daniel Jones for 3 months?
You get a little behind the scene Daniel Jones look.
I don't need to see behind the scenes Daniel Jones. You know what I want to see? I want to see how you trip on the 40-yard line and screw up that touchdown. That's what I want to see.
Panthers was 3rd. Arizona Cardinals 4th.
Real quick, the Panthers could be interesting if they get Deshaun Watson or somebody like that.
Yeah.
That could be another dynamic that we're not talking about, especially, Matt Rule. And let's be honest, pot roast, because Terrence Knighton, former Jacksonville Jaguar, is getting his beak wet now in the coaching realms in the NFL.
Yeah.
So he's going to go. So I wouldn't mind the Carolina Panthers.
This article also says that they have the plans for a construction progress on their billion-dollar headquarters. So I guess they want to show that off a little bit.
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals was 4th.
Did you want to see Cliff? You know what, though? Okay, we're going to come back to the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to come back in a second. Okay, go on.
Denver Broncos 5.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, what would they? Drew Lock? Yeah.
No. I don't want to see Drew Lock rapping to Young Jeezy in every single episode. Okay? I'm all set there, sir.
And then the last one, they just said the Jags, though they have an out, would get the nod in 2021.
Well, no, listen, if the Jags wanted it, they would get it.
Oh, for sure. It's the most compelling.
Thank you very much, Coos. We're on the same page. We're on the same wavelength. I think Shad Khan wants it. Heck, throw a little AEW Hard Knocks think
about it this way.
Joint thing going. I don't know.
This could be a call for us, in 2021 in February. If the Jags next year, I guess because one of the things is if you make the playoffs. So if the Jags do better, but don't make the playoffs, then next year Hard Knocks is going to definitely be mandatory on them, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Without a doubt.
So then there you go. So it may not be this year, but potentially next year, depending on how the team does.
So you're not wrong there. I think out of those choices, Kuz, listen, I get you hear the Carolina Panthers. They're not the sexiest teams in terms of intrigue, but the more you peel back the layers, the more they become a little more intriguing, right? Because Christian McCaffrey.
Would they potentially trade him if they're going to get
Well,
Deshaun Watson?
I mean, and that's kind of the rumor out there. I don't know. I have a hard time seeing the Panthers letting Christian McCaffrey go. Fantasy football world would absolutely collapse on itself. I have no idea. I'll be honest with you, and I hope he's not listening. I'm sick and tired of that next-gen commercial with Christian McCaffrey scoring the Jacksonville Jaguars because I don't know why the guy's screaming so much. He's like, flip that one. Who you yelling at, Christian? You're on the sideline. Talk like a normal person. Why are you yelling? And why is it against the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I think because, honestly, somebody that's never been on the sideline, for me, I assume it's all yelling. There's no, there's no conversation like this. It is all yelling.
But, dude, you want to talk about, and I almost swore, but you want to talk about some, that was a close one, but you want to talk about some bull crap, let's just say. That whole next-gen commercial with Christian McCaffrey, I think it was Trey Herndon where he hurdles them. He was saying it's like a 12% chance I get it. What do you mean it's a 12% chance? You're Christian McCaffrey. Put him on ice skates, spin move, or jump. But don't tell me next-gen stats that it was like a 12% chance of getting in the end zone. It was like an 80% chance of getting in the end zone. With all due respect to Trey Herndon, but a one-on-one matchup, I like Christian McCaffrey a little better, okay? I've said it many times during the preseason last year. They should probably drug test you a little more because how you're that big and that fast and that agile doesn't make any sense to me. Enough said on Christian McCaffrey. But I like the Carolina Panthers, Coos, because we always hear Matt Rule, Matt Rule, Matt Rule. Matt Rule was a name that got thrown on a couple years ago as a top coaching candidate. And I understand, like, he turned Temple around. He goes to Baylor. He turns that program around. But, like, I don't know a lot about Matt Rule. I see the interviews and things like that, and I get he's a very high-energy guy. You see him on the sidelines. But I want to see Matt Rule behind the scenes. I want to see him, what makes him such a well-respected and coveted coach. So that would be a cool storyline. And like you mentioned, Coos, if Deshaun Watson comes to Carolina, well, there's a storyline right there, right? Like, I'll pay for that. But, Coos, you mentioned the team, man. And if I know the Arizona Cardinals like I know the Arizona Cardinals, and do they meet all the stipulations?
They don't have a new coach. They did make the playoffs the past 2 years.
No, they didn't make the playoffs.
So then they would be good. And then the third one was Super Bowl, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so then they're good.
No. The last one is if they've appeared in the past 10 years.
Ooh, which I have no idea.
I don't know.
I know that they had their thing on Amazon with Bruce Arians, whatever that was called.
But I don't think that would count.
No, obviously not.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But I like that one a lot.
Could you imagine if in like 3 weeks, Urban Meyer just tweets out, "We're doing Hard Knocks"?
Not even the Jaguars Twitter.
Yeah,
just Urban Meyer Twitter. Hey, check this out. Yeah, we're doing Hard Knocks. I want it. That'd be funny.
Oh, my God.
No, go and give me the Arizona Cardinals, okay? They have that quarterback. What's his name? Because I'm over him. Kyler Murray. You know how I feel about him now. It is what it is. Thanks for the second place finish, Kyler, in fantasy football. But they got Kyler Murray. They got Cliff Kingsbury. You know, like, listen, I don't want to say I'm a Cliff Kingsbury fanatic, but I respect the way the guy models his house, his fireplace, and the swag. So maybe I'm a Cliff Kingsbury fanatic. So let's get him. DeAndre Hopkins. I've seen DeAndre Hopkins on Hard Knocks before. And I can't remember. Like, DeAndre Hopkins is a great story, man. If you don't know the story, check it out with his mom and everything. He's a cool cat. But I remember, I think it might have been it was the Houston Texans Hard Knocks. And I think they were scrimmaging or they're doing like joint practice with the Washington football team back in the day, I think. Because I remember Hopkins, and man, someone might have to help me out here on the chat. Hopkins got in a fight with somebody and put him on his back, if I'm not mistaken. Like they're in a battle, like one-on-one. Hopkins got ticked off and then put somebody on their back. I think it might have been DeAndre Hall. Don't quote me on that though. But Hopkins, man, like Hopkins is a character himself. So go ahead and give me that. Give me Larry Fitzgerald if he's coming back for another year. Give me Larry Fitzgerald. I'm not sure if he's coming back or not. He might have retired. I might be wrong with that one. But give me Larry Fitzgerald then, too. Like, I think the Arizona Cardinals are the team. And if they do two teams this year, then give me the Arizona Cardinals and give me the Carolina Panthers. I'll be honest. I don't care about the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, let's go ahead and see Mike McCarthy's analytics. Let's go ahead and see Jerry Jones hog the show. Try to be – no. I don't need to see the Dallas Cowboys. I understand it's probably going to be a dumpster fire with Dak Prescott and all that stuff. Those are my – that's my wish list. Give me the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Carolina Panthers. Anybody else you want to see? Or do you want to see the Jaguars? I mean, you probably want to see the Jaguars, right?
I want to see the Jags, but I also know from, like, an optics standpoint. Like, so we had some comments. They were saying that, like, kind of what you were saying is don't bring that into the locker room. Like, don't make that a thing.
So it's a distraction.
Especially in the first season. But, like I said, like, maybe let this season get underway, and then maybe next season we revisit it and go, okay, now it's not going to be, like, the biggest – because, I'd imagine, with Trevor Lawrence being all over the place and Urban still getting his footing, like, that would be kind of frustrating.
Well, and, like, I'm not sure, like, what the records are totally in terms of the success a team has after being on Hard Knocks. But I know the Chargers weren't the best team last year. And the Rams did okay. But, like, I remember a couple years back, the Buccaneers, I think they went, like, 8-8, if I'm not mistaken, or, like, close to that. So, like, it's not like Hard Knocks doesn't you any favors in terms of winning ball games. And once again, that's the most important part, Jacksonville. I understand you want your team to get shine. Listen, nobody wants to see the Jacksonville Jaguars in the national spotlight more than me. I campaign it every single day. And I speak against it when I don't see it. I understand that. But if you win football games, then let's see what happens. Kuz, with that being said, and obviously people wanting it, like you said, this NFL article right here saying the Jaguars should be on Hard Knocks. Hopefully they're not, but we'll see. But it goes to show you the power of Trevor Lawrence. It goes to show you the power of Urban Meyer. I know we broke this down a little bit more in the past, but primetime games. We haven't asked you this yet. How many primetime games are the Jaguars getting this year? What do you think?
I feel like we talked about this.
We did, but we never asked you your opinion.
What was the over on? What was it? Was that
2.5?
2.5?
I believe.
I think it's 2.
They
I think it's
get two prime time. You think they just get 2 prime time? See,
I think you get like a Thursday and a Sunday night.
See, I'm thinking, obviously without flexing anything, and by flexing I mean if the Jaguars have a successful season, all of a sudden they get in prime time, they get flexed in a prime time game. Without that being at stake, I'm saying 3 games, man. I'm saying 3 games. I got a good feeling. I think that there's a lot of storylines here in Jacksonville, and I think that primetime television can tell those stories the best. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm a wishful thinker. Maybe I'm sunshine and rainbows. But I think 3 primetime games is what it's going to be. But time will tell. Cool. As we get back in ESPN 690 here, let's shift it up a little bit. Let's go and shift it up, and let's talk about LeBron James. Obviously a household name, if you will. And I don't want to speak bad about the guy. Nothing but respect for the guy. But should he take a break? Should he just kind of put it in cruise control, kind of like I'm going to do here the last hour on the show? And should he just, go with the flow a little bit, ease up on the gas pedal, and save himself for the NBA playoffs? More of that when we get back here on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly to partly sunny and warm today. Highs near 80, dropping into the mid-50s tonight. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News. Jax from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm TV meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where right now you can get 5 years, zero-interest financing with nothing down.
Everyone at CGC Water hopes your new year is off to a fantastic start, and CGC Water wants to give you the gift of clean drinking water. A Connecticut system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. Now that's clean water. Right now, CGC Water is offering $1,000 off a K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. If you're still not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember, this is a limited time offer. $1,000 off a K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer. We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope. And you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Have you seen it? The all-new showroom at Arlington Toyota is open, and they're ready to celebrate with big savings, even on pre-owned. Celebrate savings and hearing the words, "You're approved." That's right. With Arlington's Credit for Everyone program, if your Beacon score is from 450 to 850, almost everyone is approved. Plus, if you want selection, Arlington's got it. With over 400 pre-owned on the lot, what are you waiting for? Celebrate with savings and come see the brand new facility at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
HBI, a national leader for career training in the building industry, is providing training, certification, and placement in the construction industry for veterans, their spouses, and children that are over the age of 18 at no cost. The following 2021 class dates are being offered: January 11th, February 16th, March 15th, April 12th, May 10th, June 7th. For more program and class details, please call Joe Jones at 407-717-7609 or visit the website at hbi.org.
Shred your goals this year with the new Metabolism Boost Banana Passion Fruit Smoothie from Smoothie King. At only 240 calories and 14 grams of protein per 20 ounces, this crave-controlling meal smoothie has non-GMO whole fruits, naturally derived caffeine, and absolutely no syrups. Or try strawberry pineapple or mango ginger. Start your healthier habit and order online at smoothieking.com. Now for pickup or delivery at any of the Jacksonville area locations. Smoothie King, rule the day.
PDQ is bringing the heat with a new spicy chicken sandwich topped with our new signature PDQ sauce. Theirs might be good, but ours is just made better. Also try PDQ's new spicy nuggets for a limited time only at PDQ.
We are the entertainment you love and information that shapes your day. We are your lifeline. We are your companion. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Saying goodbye to a loved one is never easy. Hi, I'm Larry Self, owner of the Casket Store. For the past 20 years, we've been helping people create the perfect cemetery headstone. Our process is simple, no pressure, and our prices are surprisingly low. We install headstones, bronze markers, and upright monuments in any cemetery in the Southeast. We also offer bronze plaques for churches and schools. For more information and to see our work, please visit us at thecasketstore.com.
What's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jax. Your smart speaker brings ESPN 690 into your home office. All you got to do is say Amazon Echo, Google Home, play ESPN 690, and enjoy that succulent sports coverage.
The Max Kellerman Show.
Patriots had nothing on offense, nothing on defense, just because they have Bill Belichick even without Cam Newton. They're 2 plays away. They're 4-5 right now. They're 2 plays away from being 6-3 with wins over the Dolphins, Raiders, and Ravens, who they've actually beaten. And the 2 close ones were the Bills and the Seahawks. They're good.
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. And now, watch exclusively on ESPN+.
Brent Martineau.
Never heard of what happened in Iowa yesterday, and I don't even know how to pronounce the name of it. Derecho.
Austin Lane.
Iowa State Cyclones. Should call them the Derechos. You can shorten it up, call them the Chos. Why not, man? I'm into it.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Not being able to win without Anthony Davis is not a knock on LeBron, because we're at the day and age where NBA teams, look at what Steph Curry is having to deal with trying to single-handedly keep the Warriors afloat. We're at the day and age where you need multiple talent at different positions. And the cool thing about the Utah Jazz is they're doing it by splitting their court. Donovan Mitchell, offensive captain. Rudy Gobert, defensive captain. You look at, Brooklyn, they've got the big 3. You look at Giannis and Chris Middleton, who have, last year was an all-star. He's not an all-star this year, but still you have those multiple occurrences of talented players. Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and of course Joel Embiid. The accumulation of talent is the only thing that is hurting, the Lakers from taking that next step right now.
All right. That was, don't tell me, Chiney Aguameke? Oh,
I don't know how to say her last
name. I butchered the name. I suck. I'm sorry. But that was Chiney.
Chiney from Chiney and Golic.
It said Chiney and Golic. Sorry, it's Chiney. I got it. Nah. I shouldn't even tried it.
You'll have to look it up. It is a tough one to
pronounce.
I
know, but still, man, I got to know my stuff. But it was her, though, right? So still
yes.
Just give me half a point. Don't give me the full point.
Half a point.
I don't. Hey, when you ask me, do you feel good about that one?
No.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't feel good about that one.
Fair enough. No.
Kuz, I guess we got some of your burner accounts chiming into the show saying that they're all about the Trevor Tracker. Is that true?
Well, no, they were.
No, I actually lied.
They were saying football fans want to see Trevor play, period.
Okay.
And then someone said they'd be down for a Brown tracker, but I thought that sounded more of like a bathroom thing, so
okay.
I didn't want to do that.
I got you, man.
Yeah.
Someone said to me, I mean, we had 2 primetime games in 18 after going to the championship game and got flexed out of one of those. Yeah, I understand that. But we got Trevor Lawrence now, everybody. All right? Like, I call it the Johnny Manziel effect. How many primetime games did the Cleveland Browns, a.k.a. the Factory of Sadness, get when Johnny Manziel got to town? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was 4 or it might have been 5. Now, did he earn? I mean, listen, I think Johnny Manziel coming out of college, I don't want to say he's more talked about, but like he was more of a, of a wild card, of a character, right? I don't want to say even more must-see TV because I think Trevor Lawrence is must-see TV, but like people were gravitating towards Johnny Manziel. And not necessarily for the football skills. It was the personality, right? Like everybody wanted to watch Johnny football. So, and this was at Bold Sports Jax. I get what you're saying, man. But at the same time, I feel like the combination of Trevor Lawrence and Urban Meyer, whether you love it, whether you hate it, you're going to tune in and watch it. So, once again, I'm going 3 games. I know it's ambitious. I know it's wishful thinking. It's sunshine and rainbows. You know how I operate. I'm more of the realist. Brent Martin knows the sunshine and rainbows guy. But I think it's going to be 3 games. But I may be dead wrong, and it might be a Thursday night football game against the Tennessee Titans, and that's it. That's the way it usually works. But, Kuz, with the Trevor Tracker, it comes responsibility. Before we get into the NBA, I'm going to quiz you a little bit because it's the official call of the Trevor Tracker. Now, once again, I don't agree with it.
Spelled wrong.
It's spelled wrong. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with the TMZ nonsense, the stalking nonsense, but let's be honest. It's Friday. A little quiet in the sports world. We need stuff to talk about. I'm getting ready to go to Pokemon pretty soon. But first, let's talk about what is the latest with the Trevor Tracker and Trevor Lawrence. Have you been looking him up? Have you been following his friends or former teammates or his fiance's Instagram?
I have followed his fiance's Instagram.
Not creepy at all. 100% not creepy whatsoever.
It's a little creepy. They went to dinner last night.
100% creepy, actually. Go ahead.
They went to dinner last night.
Yes.
With some friends out in California. It looked like it was a great time.
What do they have? Where do they go to dinner? What kind of
it was
taste are we talking about here?
I don't know where it was.
You're going to say an Outback Steakhouse.
No,
I was going to say get out.
I feel creepy even knowing this much. It was outside. And
you're committed. Let's go.
And I don't know what Trevor was drinking. It looked like it might have been a Coca-Cola. Or like there was water.
Yeah.
The food hadn't arrived yet.
Okay, gotcha. Anything else we should know about?
His fiance posted that she liked Trevor and
I'm just gonna be quiet. You just take over for the next 3 minutes. Tell us about Trevor Lawrence. Seriously, I'm not gonna say anything.
I feel like I'm digging a ditch.
No, you're fine because I'm sure Brent Martin loves this. I'm turning the mic off, Kuz. It's all you. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I saw on her Instagram that she posted that her and Trevor like the beach, and they're out in California, obviously checking out the beaches out there. And dude, when I tell you, I saw that post, I went, if I check the comments out right now, there is a 1,000% chance people are talking about Jacksonville, right? And everyone in the comments was like, "You're gonna love Atlantic Beach, Neptune Beach. Check this out,
Lemon Bar."
I commented. I said you should check out Ponte Vedra. I think you'd like that too. But,
nice.
Yeah,
okay, so you're doing your part.
Atlantic Beach, but Ponte Vedra is pretty quiet.
Ponte Vedra is good.
Yeah. So, that's essentially what I saw. Trevor's a big shoe guy, big Nike shoe guy.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew that, but he's been he does post about that a lot actually.
Okay. Well, I mean, I saw him rock those dunk highs.
And that's the problem is
day.
I'm not a shoe guy, so he's been sharing them, and it doesn't do anything. Like I don't know what it means half the time.
Oh, so he's actually like a sneakerhead then. Like he's sharing shoes nonstop.
He does post about it a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's.
All right.
That's where. Oh wait, no, hold on. He posted.
Breaking. Do we need the breaking news button, Goose?
No, Sports Science Movement. Modus. Is that a brand?
No, sports. That's like a workout place, I believe.
Okay, well, he's there 4 hours ago.
Okay. Any update of the rehab or anything?
All the photos have him in the sling.
Okay.
So.
Well, you understand now this is going to be a thing, right?
I don't like that.
I'm going to randomly point to you one day and be like, hey, Trevor Tracker, let's go.
Where are we at with that?
Yeah. Well, and listen, I mean, you made your own bed here.
I know.
You started Trevor Tracker. It is what it is. Now you have to live up to it, essentially. One last question. Do you feel good about yourself?
No, I feel horrible about myself.
Do you feel good with what's going on here?
I feel horrible about myself.
It's all good, though, man. It's all good. Hey, someone's got to do it. TMC's got to do it. Brett Martineau's got to do it. And sometimes you got to do it, man. It's the dirty work.
Yeah.
But now to make you a little happier, to appease you, let's just say, it's a Friday. We got topics to talk about, but let's get in the NBA a little bit, man. This is your forte. It's your specialty. Drive and Dish podcast. Check it out, everybody. But LeBron James, Coos. I've been following the Los Angeles Lakers a little bit. By the way, I've been following the New Orleans Pelicans religiously now because of my boy Zion Williamson.
14-8. 13.
Yep. 34 points last night for Zion Williamson.
Yeah,
hey, 34 points. Is that good?
It's decent.
Is that decent?
It's decent.
Are we ready to call him maybe a star? Maybe a little bit.
LaMelo's team has a better record?
How many points did LaMelo Ball have last night? Let's get into it right now. Let's compare. Let's do a game-by-game breakdown. Here's the thing, Coos. I try to give you your chance. I had your own segment, the Drive and Dish podcast. Let's talk about LeBron James. And what do? You throw it all away, man. You risk it all for the biscuit because you want to talk about LaMelo Ball.
I don't want to
talk about
How did
LaMelo Ball do last night? Can't wait to hear these numbers.
He played last night.
Well, then
he
two nights ago. Two nights ago, then.
He played on the 24th against the Suns. Pretty decent team.
They're okay.
He was.
They have horrible perimeter defense, but go on.
63% field goal percentage.
That's good.
42% 3-point percentage.
Good.
8 assists. 2 steals.
I don't care about assists or steals.
4 rebounds.
How many points?
20.
20?
20 points.
You're gonna come at my face with 20 points.
With 8 assists, shooting 63% field goal.
Hey, do you know what Zion calls 20 points? You know what Zion Williamson, the future of the NBA, calls 20 points? He calls that a first quarter. No, he calls that a first quarter. He goes, yeah, hey, I'll get that in the first quarter. Thanks for playing. Oh, Milwaukee. And listen, I love the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, no disrespect to the Milwaukee Bucks and the Greek Freak, back-to-back MVP. But you think Zion Williamson was intimidated by the Milwaukee Bucks? No, they got beat because the Bucks are a good team, Coos. Could be a NBA championship caliber type of team. But you think Zion was intimidated? Nah, man. 34 points later. And listen, I don't got to see the rebounds, the steals, the blocks, or the highlights. I can tell you right now, 34 points, you're good. If you score 34 points, you're a good player. And you know what? I'm going to dare call you a star. So enough said. Zion Williamson, more of a star than LaMelo Ball. But Coos, let's get into LeBron James, though. And this is real talk here. The Lakers are struggling right now.
4-game losing streak.
4-game losing streak. Anthony Davis out with an Achilles for an extended period of time.
Yeah, it's not tendonitis, but I forget what the actual medical term is, but yes.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, I know sometimes people want to say NBA players are soft. I don't know what type of person Anthony Davis is, but when we're talking Achilles injuries, you're getting shut down for a couple months. Like, I know they're saying, all right, it's going to be a couple weeks, we'll see here. No, like, I'm not messing around with Achilles injuries because we've seen this story before with Kevin Durant, and it didn't end well in case people don't remember. Should they hold off on Anthony Davis for a while, or is there panic mode right now because they're on a 4-game losing streak?
I personally don't feel like seeding for the Lakers matters.
Yeah.
As long as you're in the playoffs, obviously. And really, even after the 4-game losing streak, they're in 3rd place. Still 2 games ahead of the Suns in 4th place. So it's not like, yes, everything's tight, but it's not like it's like, oh my gosh, we're in 8th and we're going to have to, like, put it all together right now to make a run and make sure we stay in this.
Yeah.
I also, and we are getting towards the second half, like All-Star game is essentially next weekend, I think the 7th.
Featuring Zion Williamson?
Yes, he will be a part of it. So I don't think there's an urgency like everyone's talking about. Now, there's signs of problems if Dennis Schroeder and Anthony Davis aren't in. Obviously, now they have a problem, and Kuzma's not stepping up to be the second guy. LeBron James is playing a ton of minutes, and that is concerning for somebody his age. I was looking at the comparisons. Fred VanVleet is playing the most minutes in the league right now, and then Julius Randle and Nikola Jokic are the top three, and then LeBron's fourth. But you look at
Randall's top 3, huh?
Randall's number 2.
Wow.
But you look at the guy's age. Van Vliet's 27.
Sure.
Randall and Jokic are 26.
Yeah.
LeBron has 10 years on all 3 of them.
Man.
So.
Well, and listen, like, I get from LeBron James' perspective, the MVP is important. Right? I mean, like, it means something.
Yeah.
It has to mean something.
Well, and the
to
big
him.
argument this year for him over most players that are probably in a similar situation is he's doing it at 36 years old.
Sure. And if you look at Tom Brady, we celebrate Tom Brady so much because he still plays at a high level at such an old age. But, like, I guess my question to you, Kuz, is do they shut LeBron James down and just say, hey, man, like, let's say, I mean, when I say shut down, I say don't let him play anymore. But I'm saying, like, restrict the minutes a little more and just, like, get him ready for the playoffs because this is where we are right now. There's a reason why I'm not, like, hyping up the Milwaukee Bucks like I usually do every single year. Is because it finally dawned on me that the top seed to the 5th, 6th seed, like, it doesn't really matter, especially when you have the bubble to worry about, you know?
Right, and that's something Giannis actually came out and said the other day, and so I think a lot of players are starting to realize that, and that's why rest and all this stuff is kind of a thing now, and not playing on, like, a back-to-back and everything. I would be very shocked if the Lakers aren't making a move in the next, like, week and a half before the All-Star game
to bring somebody back.
Try to bring somebody in. I know, like there's players like Blake Griffin potentially might get bought out by the Pistons, and there's other players that might be traded around, and rumors gonna go around.
Could you see Cousins?
They already had him over there.
True.
So I don't know. But he would potentially fill a way to give a second for Anthony Davis to rest and get better, but that doesn't fix LeBron James taking some more time. You need more depth.
One last question here. We're getting up on the All-Star break here pretty soon. A couple more days before the All-Star break. Utah Jazz, most intriguing team. I think still the best record in the NBA.
Yeah.
Can they maintain it? They're shooting lights out from the three-point line right now, but can they maintain it, or is it kind of just a fluke? We've seen the flash in the pan before from the Jazz.
I hope they can. Their approach is kind of cool. Like, you almost have 2 captains. I think it was actually in one of the ESPN updates is you have Gobert running the defense and Mitchell running the offense. And
it's cool.
You hope it can go. It's just, when you think about it, everything has to even out at some point, so they might go on a skid here in a little bit.
A famous athlete calls out another famous athlete, and I feel some type of way about it. That next year on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
Happy Friday. I'm Jake Mitchell. Former USA Olympic gymnastics coach John Geddert died by suicide Thursday, just hours after he was charged with a litany of allegations that he physically, emotionally, and sexually abused gymnasts under his care. Geddert was scheduled to be arraigned at 2:15 in Eaton County, Michigan on Thursday. Here's the state of Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nassau.
The victims suffer from disordered eating, including bulimia and anorexia, suicide attempts, and self-harm. We hope that these charges will bring some measure of justice to some of the harm that was inflicted, and we feel confident in the allegations that we've made.
The new coaching staff has met with Deshaun Watson, but the quarterback still wants out of Houston, according to a source. As of now, Houston has not begun to entertain any trade talks with any teams. This SportsCenter update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
This is Greeny.
I'll tell you who Kyler Murray. People are going to compare him to Michael Vick. He doesn't look anything like Michael Vick to me. People are going to compare him to Lamar Jackson. He doesn't look anything like Lamar Jackson to me. You know who he looks like? If Barry Sanders was a quarterback, he'd have been Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray runs like Barry Sanders. You watch him run, and he's a great quarterback. He's a great thrower of the football. He's the closest thing to Steve Young. That's the best analogy to it.
Greeny, weekdays at noon Eastern on ESPN Radio, your smart speaker, and on the ESPN app.
Here's Diamond's most exciting offer is back for a limited time.
0% financing for 5 years. Plus, get 0 down.
It's the sale smart jewelry shoppers wait for.
You get Beard's already low prices.
But then you get to spread your payments out for 60 months with no money down.
But hurry, this incredible finance opportunity won't last long.
How about a $6,000 Decory or Veragio ring?
You pay just $100 a month.
Or a pair of $3,000 stud earrings.
You pay just $50 a month.
And every purchase at Beard's Diamonds is backed by our free lifetime warranty.
Now's the time to get her that designer setting she's been dreaming about and spread your payments out for 5 years.
Find your total price by 60, and that's all you'll pay per month.
Don't miss out on the best deal of the year. 0% financing for 5 years. Plus, get 0 down on everything in the store.
Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Get the lowest prices in Jacksonville guaranteed at Beard's Diamonds.
I should have my kid tell you about Jumpin' Jack's House of Food. It's Ty's favorite burger in town. Make it one of your favorites as well. Jumpin' Jack's House of Food has 3 locations now: Atlantic Beach, Mandarin, and downtown Jacksonville. Change your life burgers. But they have salads, pizza, and much more on the menu, too. Let Jumpin' Jack's House of Food be your great neighbor. Lunch or dinner with the family, or they will cater parties from 200 to 500 people. Jumpin' Jack's, HOF.com for online ordering. Jumpin' Jack's House of Food, open 7 days a week.
Hey, does your car still only play CDs? No Bluetooth? No CarPlay? You've got an old car, my friend. You know what's better than an old car? A less old car. Get a car or truck that's new to you with a great used car loan from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get pre-approved for a loan and shop at any dealership in town. Get a low rate and get rid of that old car today. Apply online at 1to1fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
This message is sponsored by the Florida A&M University Medical Marijuana Education and Research Initiative, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Now that medical marijuana is being used in Florida, you need information. Just log on to the Mary YouTube videocast to learn about medical marijuana use in Florida. We talk to doctors, nurses, pastors, pharmacists, legislators, and law enforcement officials to bring you the most up-to-date information about medical marijuana use in Florida. Subscribe and never miss an update.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our legal team can help you understand your options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
The American Heart Association recommends that everyone get a flu vaccine, especially seniors, children, pregnant women, and people with underlying risk factors such as heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. For more, visit heart.org/flu prevention.
Sponsored locally by Florida Blue.
I'm Devin Fox, PGA Tour employee. The Players' Championship and the PGA Tour are proud to support BASCA's mission to improve the quality of life for individuals with intellectual and developmental differences in Northeast Florida. 11 days until the Players.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español?
Hablo.
It's hablo?
Yes.
It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in Babbel to our real-life situations.
The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
They actually shouldn't have never benched Mitch Trubisky when he was 3-0. You probably would have put yourself in a much better place right now today.
Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, your smart speaker, or on ESPN News.
Welcome back to ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jax. Happy Friday, everybody. Starting to creep that foot in the parking lot, but not quite yet. We got more work to do. We got more sports to talk about. Kuz, we got any comments coming to us on YouTube? And feel free, if you want to be part of the conversation, you want to call on the show, we encourage it. 904-362-9901, *690. We can talk about anything. I'll probably talk a little MMA later on the show. We can talk about professional wrestling. Don't talk to me about golf. I don't want to talk about golf. I don't know. Is there a tournament going on this weekend, Kuz? We know? Probably.
I'm not positive. I'm sure there is. But
Yeah.
I'm excited to potentially golf this weekend. It's going to be the first nice weekend in a while.
Nice.
To get out, go golfing.
How you been hitting them lately? You been hitting them straight?
I haven't. That's the
Oh,
problem.
you haven't been out at all?
I haven't. It's probably been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
And that's been the longest since the pandemic hit. So
when are we going to play again?
we got to go soon.
I know.
We should.
I know. I got to start getting all my burns and like my mental warfare in place because I feel like now you're getting a lot better than I am.
What did you shoot last time?
No idea. It was better than you. That's all I remember.
I think I was like I think I shot like a 110 or 112.
Okay.
And you were like a 108.
And where are you at now?
I'm close to breaking 100 almost every round I go out.
Okay.
So I've gotten a little more consistent.
So I gotta step my game up.
You definitely will still hit it way further than I am.
Well, that's all that matters. I mean, you should really get like more point, or I guess less points.
You
for
get to
hitting
take
it.
a point out first.
No, listen, I'll be honest. I've been practicing, obviously, because I don't play golf.
Yeah.
But the last location that we were at, well, maybe the last location, we're at the golf course.
Yeah.
And they have like the new driving range. And it was like a game, right? So you have to hit it within the pin. I hit it from 180 yards. I got it within a foot of the pin.
See, that's my problem with golf is I'm not very accurate.
Yeah. No, like, I think what my problem is because like I've been at Top Golf like twice since we played. I went with my father-in-law, and that went okay as well. Honestly, I think I just get too bored where it's like I start out hitting him very well, and then I'm just like, oh, here we go again. And then it's mental for me, obviously.
Right.
But then all of a sudden it's like I get sloppy, then I get upset, and the more upset I get, the more sloppy I get, and then just it's a bad combination. Yeah, man, it's rough.
Well, then you get in your head, you're like, wait, was I doing that last time? I was hitting
exactly.
it great last time. Yeah. So
it's almost like shooting a basketball sometimes.
Yeah, a little
bit. Comparison.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
can't believe I just compared golf to basketball, but here we are on a Friday. I was going to ask you real quick, Kuz. Twitter is absolutely ablaze, and yeah, there's quarterback talk, but also Pokemon talk.
Yeah.
What is up with Pokemon right now, and why is it so popular? Like, are they making a resurgence? Has it always been popular?
It's my brothers, who are obviously younger than me because I'm the oldest. They're big fans of it and the games, and there have been more games going around. But tomorrow they're celebrating their 25th anniversary. So 25 years ago was when they started.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. They're doing like a live stream concert and all this stuff. So that's why and today they've been announcing games and stuff.
And isn't Post Malone going to do the concert? Is that
Post Malone is doing a concert, and yesterday he did a cover of Hootie and the Blowfish.
Which I'll be honest, I'm not mad at it.
I'm not. I laughed when he changed it because he says the Dolphins make me cry.
That was the biggest thing. And listen, a little fun factoid, real quick. That was my first CD I ever got. My uncle got that for me. He got me a CD player, and that CD when I was like, heck, dude, I was like 7 years old. So I didn't know what a CD player even was.
Yeah.
But I liked that song.
Well,
and I always thought like he actually didn't like the dolphin animal. Like I thought
the same thing until I got older, and then I thought it was funny. He changed it to Cowboys because he's a big Cowboys fan. But being from Philly, I was like, oh, my whole family's gonna love that he changed that to Cowboys.
For sure. Is Post Malone? He's a big Cowboys fan.
He's from somewhere in Texas. Yes.
All right, he had me fooled.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. Morning ESPN 690 when we get back.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Got a business trip, long weekend, or maybe you just really want to try that new Toyota before you buy it? Then get it all when you rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. With easy online reservations and rental rates as low as $19.95 a day, there's nothing stopping you from hitting the open road. You can even rent 2021 models. Rent a Toyota from Arlington Toyota. Try it before you buy it and reserve your rental online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
Many of us have been fortunate to have someone along the way take an interest in our career or another aspect of our life. To a small business owner, it is important to have an objective voice to provide advice or guidance to help identify customers, answer a legal question, or review finances. As the nation's premier organization supporting small businesses, SCORE is always looking for people willing to offer their time and expertise to mentor current or aspiring entrepreneurs. If you're interested in joining our team, go to the volunteer tab at jacksonville.score.org and start sharing your knowledge today.
Do you know that there are 7 steps that can help to ensure a lifetime of success for your child or grandchild, even though they may have trouble controlling their anger or lack of focus or respect for others? Karate America takes pride in the tens of thousands of children they've impacted. Imagine your child or grandchild showing and earning respect, setting and achieving goals, and making good grades. Visit karateamerica.info to see if Karate America's leadership program is a good fit for your child.
In Florida, it's not if the storms are coming, it's when the storms are coming. And that's why you need the Chief. Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, with a proven track record of keeping local families safe. Rain, heat, hurricanes, flooding, tornadoes. We get it all. Just more reasons why you need the Chief. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish, backed by the First Alert Weather Team. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Did you know breast cancer kills more than 41,000 people every year in the U.S.?
That's 113 people every day.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
So you walk into your favorite store, go to the razor section, and it hits you. So many options. How do you choose? 8-blade, 10-blade, or 50-blade razor that requires 2 hands to operate? Dollar Shave Club, which is now at a store near you, has got your back.
They have a premium 6-blade cartridge designed for daily shavers with short hair and a 4-blade cartridge for less frequent shavers with longer hair. The blades are spaced out a little more for easy rinsing because more blades isn't always better.
Are you still confused? Well, I told you Dollar Shave Club's got you, and they do. DSC put both cartridges in one new starter box so you can test drive both. You might even like both. You might have to shave your face every day or your head every few days, or maybe once a week you have to shave your shoulders before your girlfriend starts calling you a bear.
For more info, visit dollarshaveclub.com/gojo. Again, that's dollarshaveclub.com/gojo. And check out DSC at your nearest store. You got questions, we got answers. Welcome to the club.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Hey everyone, this is Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Hope you catch the show Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 10 different platforms. But if you missed the show today, you missed this. Are the Buffalo Bills for real?
I think they are. I mean, I've been a big Josh Allen supporter. I mean,
how about his start?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm not surprised.
I guess Jaylen Ramsey wasn't right about him being trash. Subscribe to the podcast and check the show out on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Get the podcast daily. All you have to do is search ESPN 690 in your podcast app.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
He's a phenomenal in what he's doing, but I don't like when people, when they have some kind of status and they go in and they do politics at the same time what they're doing. I mean, do what you're good at, the category you do. I play football because I'm the best in playing football. I don't do politics. If I would be a politician, I would do politics. That is the first mistake people do when they become famous and they come in a certain status. Stay out of it. Just do what you're best at because it doesn't look good.
Oof, that is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, famous soccer player from Sweden. He's one of the more well-known names, and listen, he has a skill set by far. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. But he's also known for his personality. The guy says what he wants. He's had all these kind of crazy quotes and things like that. I remember back when I was in college and I would be playing FIFA. He played on Barcelona, and I remember playing because I didn't really follow soccer that much in college per se. But I remember playing Barcelona. Barcelona was the team that you never got to play with because they were ungodly good. They had Messi at the time as well. But I remember he was on the team as well. And every time you picked him, the guy's 6'5". It wasn't even fair to play with that team, especially him scoring all the goals back in college on FIFA. But those were his comments towards LeBron James. And two superstar athletes. Now, I get a lot of people that don't know who Zlatan is over here in the States because it's soccer, and soccer's on the way up, but a lot of people don't follow it religiously like they do in Europe and overseas. But that's still a quote that carries a lot of weight, and we're going to get to that in a second. But Kuz, I know we got some comments here I want to address real quick before we forget about them. I think on YouTube people had some questions and some comments about what I've been saying today.
Yeah, so going back, Diesel Dad commented and said,
I like that.
I feel if anyone can manage the media and not let it be truly distracting, it's Meyer and company.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want to say, yeah, I mean, the drama, the spotlight, it's followed Meyer since he was at Florida, right? And I think for lack of a better word, while there may have been distractions, where there may have been a lot of things going on, he still won football games. And even when he left Ohio State, and once again, controversy, but when Day took over, they still won football games. So I agree with that comment for sure.
Michael says 19 teams have 15 mil or less in cap space. We have 15 mil more than the Jets. Trevor on a rookie deal with Urban's knowledge of the next couple draft classes. Push the chips in and go for it now.
As in...
I just guess go for it. Go to win it all. And yeah.
Yep, you better believe it. Hey, listen, anytime you have a rookie quarterback, I'm on that that rookie quarterback contract, it's an issue, right? The Chiefs had it. I think the Seahawks had it when they were successful. It means a lot because as soon as you got to ante up for that quarterback, man, you got to pay. If you're Russell Wilson, the 6 digit, I should say 6, but over $100 million, it could set your team back a little bit.
So then there was kind of a conversation about wide receivers.
Yeah.
Jacob said that we have too many wide receivers right now. And then there became a conversation about how they believe Chark isn't a 1, he's a good 2. But Jacob's response to that was, we haven't seen Chark with a QB1 yet.
Yeah. Listen, you can never have too many wide receivers, all right? That's the best problem to have. Ask Aaron Rodgers what if he had too many wide receivers, how he would be doing right now.
Right.
Because essentially he's got nothing. I think, listen, you have a lot of, and I'm going to have to see some from this, I'm like, listen, Colin Johnson, could he be good? Absolutely. Laviska Shenault, can he be great? Absolutely. DJ Chark, can he be a Pro Bowler again? Absolutely. But I say those answers, but there is some, we'll see. There's not a lot of certainty. Let's just say. So there is some wide receiver depth. But here's the best part about going to training camp right now with the very deep wide receiver room. The cream will rise to the top. You're going to find out of that group of guys who are all, they all kind of specialize in their one thing or they're all good at one thing. You're going to find out who's going to make the final pull, who's going to make the final roster. And I think if you even cultivate that with another free agent like a Chris Godwin, like an Allen Robinson, Kenny Golladay, one of those, quote-unquote one receivers, if you will, well, then man, you put them on a new stratosphere. Now it's going to cost you $20 million a year, and I get that's a lot of money for a wide receiver, but I'm just saying I would rather have too many wide receivers than not enough wide receivers.
And the last comment is about MMA.
Are you going to say these names?
I'm not going to say the names.
I assume you said it was starts with an M.
Well, so Brent asked. He said, "I know it's not April, Austin, but who do you have
Is this Brent Martineau?
Brent E.
Might
be his burner account.
Might be a burner.
But it says, "Who do you got in this blank rematch?" I'm not even going to try to butcher these names.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube right now. I'm looking it up. So we got Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou, and this is a great question,
I would have
everybody.
not gotten that.
This is a great question. So Stipe Miocic is one of the most underrated, under-talked about fighters in the entire UFC. He's the heavyweight champion. He's the baddest man on the planet, and I feel like he doesn't get his just due. And maybe even more crazy than that, Kuz, of being the baddest man on the planet, he's also I think he's a full-time firefighter in Cleveland, which is insane that he can balance that on top of fighting at the highest of levels. Now, I'm balancing working a morning show, working a sports show, and fighting myself, but what he's doing is a different animal. I don't get it twisted, especially the physical demands that being a firefighter takes. I have no idea how he does it. But anyways, he is the world champion right now. And a few fights ago, he beat a guy by the name of Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou was the hype train. He was the guy that was supposed to take the heavyweight division by storm. He has devastating knockout power, maybe one of the hardest punchers in UFC history. He takes on Stipe Miocic. Miocic, he fights a smart fight, takes Ngannou down, gasses him out, and wins a decision. A very hard-fought decision. What happens in the rematch here in the next couple months? I love Stipe Miocic, and it seems like whenever I doubt Stipe Miocic, he proves me wrong. But I think right now, Francis Ngannou is a different animal. I think I saw him go against one of the UFC legends in Cain Velasquez, arguably one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, one of the greatest, UFC wrestlers of all time. And I saw him tap the back of Cain Velasquez's head, and Cain went to sleep. I think Francis Ngannou is on a different level now than when he fought Stipe Miocic the first time. I think that Ngannou obviously has been working on his wrestling. I think Ngannou has been working on his striking, and he's made it a habit of training at the UFC PI, which is the UFC Performance Institute. And there, basically, it's it's a bunch of professionals, whether it's nutrition, cardio, striking. They have all the schematics, they have all the science backed by it, and it's it's open to any UFC fighter that wants to take advantage of it. And the mistake I think Francis Ngannou made the first time is he didn't take advantage of it. He relied on his coaches that he's known his entire life. And it is what it is. He didn't win the fight. But this time it seems like he's got the whole UFC behind him. So it pains me to go against Stipe Miocic because I'm a fan. Like I said, that guy doesn't get his just due. And I feel like his story should be told all over the place. But I feel like right now, Francis Ngannou is surging. He's the next big thing, and I think he gets it done against Stipe Miocic. Now, if you talk to me a week before the fight, who knows? I might change my mind, but what I've seen from Ngannou, having that one-punch knockout power, and Stipe has been hit in the past a little bit, I just feel like it's going to be Ngannou's night. But like I said, talk to me in a couple weeks, and I might change my mind. And that's actually a great segue real quick before we get back into this Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and then you got, LeBron James of those comments. UFC fights this weekend at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas. Saturday, I think it starts at 6 o'clock here. A heavyweight main event. Rozenstruik taking on Cyril Gane. Now, one thing, though, and I said Gane. I made that mistake. It's Gane. Sorry, because it's Gane, and I think of Eric Gagne, but it's Gane. But the interesting thing about this fight is whoever wins this one could be in title contention as well. Rozenstruik took on Francis Ngannou, got pieced up, got knocked out, is back with vengeance now. He actually put away Junior Dos Santos, a legend at the UFC heavyweight division, taking on the kind of a hype beast in himself in Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane, if he had an Achilles heel, it's the wrestling. The problem, though, with Rozenstruik is he doesn't wrestle. He strikes. So this is going to be a high-class striking-on-striking matchup, which is always good for the heavyweight division. But it's going to be two different styles. It's going to be the boxing, the power of Rozenstruik taking on Cyril Gahn, who's known for his kickboxing, who's known for more of a finesse, his athleticism, things like that. This is going to be a great fight. It's going to be a barn burner. Check out your local listings. You know what I say, folks, but you don't want to miss this one. I think it's going to be on ESPN, but definitely on the ESPN Plus app. And Kuz, don't worry. I'll send you the password to get in because you were complaining yesterday how you don't have the ESPN Plus password, which is, I can't believe you don't have that. How were you not included on that email is what I want to know.
I don't know. I may have been and just forgot it.
That could be very well as well. So let's get back to it, though. What I was teasing a little bit. Zlatan Ibrahimovic calling out LeBron James and essentially saying what I think it was Laura Ingraham said a couple years ago, just shut up and play your sport. And listen, it's hard to get super passionate on this topic without getting political, right? Because this one always goes back to politics, and I don't want to go there, especially on a Friday. I feel like the show's going well, and I don't want to take the car off the road the last 40 minutes of the show and get all political about it. But this needs to be addressed because this is an issue, and I don't get where Zlatan's coming from. Like, listen, here's what I think about freedom of speech. I think anybody has the right to say whatever the heck they want. Professional athletes, people at an insurance firm, bankers, any job. You can say whatever you want to say. But you better believe what you say will come with consequences. You better believe what you say will be checked and receipts will be pulled. It's as simple as that. And it's not like, I don't think LeBron James is so democratic where it's like, I got to get these Republicans out of office. I got to get these Republicans out of here. I grew up in a blue state. I'm going to be democratic to the, no, like, it's not like there's some political ploy here from LeBron James. What LeBron James is doing what he was taught since he was a little kid. And I don't know LeBron James personally, but I think we've all been there. If you see something wrong, you speak up about it. If you're passionate about something, you speak up about it. All right? You use your platform the best you can. That's what LeBron James is doing. All right? He's not making, in my opinion, a Democratic and Republican type of thing. Because you log on Facebook, you log on Twitter, you see a lot of that, right? It's like being back in high school and everyone's got their side. And you better pick a side. You can't be on the fence in this one, so you better pick a side. I don't see that from LeBron James. I see LeBron James speaking out on what he thinks is right. Politics aside. And everybody should do that. What, just because the guy plays basketball, just because the guy makes millions of dollars, that means that he can't speak out on it? But if you work a minimum job at a grocery store, you have more right to speak out about that stuff than LeBron James does? How does that make sense? I remember last year, Drew Brees. Remember, Drew Brees had his whole thing about kneeling for the flag. And he said how he was against it. And then he kind of changed his tune a little bit because his teammates were upset with him. And then Drew Brees came around and actually was a big ally, obviously, with the whole racial injustice movement. And the players respected him for it. When Drew Brees came out and said, he doesn't agree with the national anthem, players kneeling for the national anthem, I wasn't mad at Drew Brees because he spoke his opinion. I wasn't mad at Drew Brees because he tried to make it political. I was mad at Drew Brees because I didn't agree with him. I was mad at Drew Brees because I felt like he wasn't seeing the big picture. I have a right to be mad about that. I was mad at what Drew Brees said, not the fact that, hey, he has every right to say it. Like, I respect that, okay? I get that. But then he was checked. And you know what? He's probably a better person for it. So when a world influencer, probably the biggest sport in the world in terms of football, in terms of soccer, as they call it, football, comes out and says, just shut up and dribble, you aren't helping the cause. Now, listen, I don't know Zlatan Ibrahimovic's life. Like, I'm sure, I'm sure he grew up rough too. I don't know what goes down in Sweden. I'll tell you the truth. I got family in Norway. I don't know how Sweden gets down, but like he's a household name. And, I feel like guys should be lifting each other up. Now, if you don't agree with them, that's great, man. Then state your case. Say why you don't agree with them. That's cool. That's what this country's all about. You speak your piece. If you don't agree with it, speak up. Now, sometimes you get checked. Sometimes you get called out. Sometimes you get canceled. But you still have the right to speak up. But don't be like Zlatan and say, well, you can't say anything. shut your mouth and play basketball. What good is that doing? What good has that done anybody? Just shut your mouth and play basketball. Okay. And listen, I know there's a bunch of people right now listening that are disagreeing with me, that are saying, listen, he should shut up and play basketball. Okay. And I get ratings are probably down because of all the movement going on, and that's fine. You know? But I think LeBron James is dating back to what he learned as a kid. It's what I learned as a kid. I think it's what a lot of us learned as a kid. And it's to speak up for what you believe in, right? If you see something wrong, speak up. That's what LeBron James is doing. Simple as that. He's not trying to cause waves and I think call people out. I think he's trying to inspire people. Now, you may see differently than I do, and that's fine. You know, everyone's got their opinion, right? Like, it wouldn't be very American of me if I said that you can't disagree with LeBron James. You absolutely can disagree with LeBron James. And I'm all for people speaking their piece, whether I agree with it or not. But what I can't tolerate, and this is, you know, obviously from a guy who only spent 5 years in the NFL, who didn't really amount to a lot, but, you know, who's been around players, who's covered players now at his new job and everything like that. I think that every person has a right to speak up and state their piece. And to those people that, you know, that state the wrong thing, well, then that's on you. But I'm not going to be mad at anybody for standing up for what they believe in, whether it's right or wrong, and speaking their piece. That's what's so great about this country. And Zlatan, you know, I mean, he's played in the MLS. He's played in the States. So he should understand this. Everybody has a right to say whatever they want, man. All right? That's what makes this country so great. So instead of, you know, ripping down and questioning and putting your peers of the highest caliber in a bad light, understand them. Learn to understand them. Go ahead and argue with them if you want to. But use your voice, man. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has used his voice before. I've seen quotes where he spoke out against world hunger and things like that. And I didn't see one person when Zlatan Ibrahimovic spoke about world hunger saying, well, you better be quiet and play soccer. Shut your mouth. Nah, man. Because you're doing what you believe is right. So don't hate on somebody else because they're doing what they believe is right. It's what it means to be an American. It's what it means to forget the countries. It's what it means to be a human. Support being a human. More on ESPN 690 when we get back.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly clear tonight, but with some late-night fog as temperatures drop into the 50s. It'll make it into the low to mid-80s. Saturday afternoon, cooler at the beaches. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burritt.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds, where right now you can get 5 years zero-interest financing with nothing down.
Cease and desist.
You gotta love lawyer talk, don't you? I got a letter from the competitor's lawyer accusing us of stealing all their best people. They demanded that we cease and desist. The ugly truth is that the other company was actively driving away their best people. Management didn't treat them right, so they voted with their feet. And most of those plumbers and techs initially hired on somewhere else other than Griffin Service. Except those somewhere else companies weren't any better in terms of how they mistreated their people. So a few of those guys came to work for me at Griffin Service, where I absolutely gave them the respect and appreciation they deserved. Then word got around.
If you want the best job you'll ever have, come work for Tom at Griffin Service.
That's good news for amazing AC techs and plumbers, and bad news for my competitors and their lawyers. Because I'm not going to stop revolutionizing the AC and plumbing industries here in Jacksonville, and I'll never cease and desist from treating my people and my customers the way they deserve.
GriffinService.com.
License number 1250697. We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talent Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000. 515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com. No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com. We all know what the most important meal of the day is, and now it's the most awesome. Moe's Southwest Grill St. Augustine is now serving up breakfast burritos and bowls in their drive-thru. The fluffy eggs, shredded cheese, grilled steak and chicken, and salsa if you choose. They're all available in the AM, so you can swing by the Moe's drive-thru on your way to work. No more cold cereal and oatmeal at your desk, just convenient breakfasty goodness. Get ready to be the coolest kid at the office. Welcome to Moe's.
As a parent or grandparent, deep down, do you worry that your child may not be able to defend him or herself if bullied? That they may be introverted, too attached to electronic devices, and their grades are suffering? Karate America teaches 7 steps designed to ensure a lifetime of success for your child or grandchild in a safe, sanitized environment with all necessary precautions taken to prevent COVID. Please visit karateamerica.info to fill out a survey and learn if they can help your child.
What if the music stopped? If the familiar voices were silenced? If there were no breaking news updates? What if your companion and connection to your community came with a monthly fee? Don't worry, we're free local radio with you wherever you go, celebrating 100 years and looking forward to the next 100. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local TV and radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
My NFL MVP is Russell Wilson halfway through the season. Plus, like Kyler Murray, has impressed me most. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Brent Martineau.
But we could really take this show off the rails if we wanted to go all like half politics, half sports.
Austin Lane.
I mean, have you been on Twitter lately? Do you want extra $100,000? Do you want a scholarship? Let's go politics when we get back here.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
The biggest question is, what does Dak Prescott want? Here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, you talk like Dak Prescott's a bum. No, I don't. I talk like Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. I have never said anything other than Dak Prescott's a good quarterback. I want somebody, whether it's either of you two, Molly, someone at home, to tell me when Dak has been great, when he's elevated. Because Stephen A., you point the win-loss record and the stats. Absolutely. When your quarterback's cheap, you can spend a lot of money elsewhere. That helps the quarterback play well. It helps you win games.
All right. You may be trying to throw me off here, but I'm going to go with my gut because nobody else has to defend himself more talking about quarterbacks and Dan Orlovsky. Are we talking 2 Dan Orlovsky quotes in one day?
Oh, yeah.
Come on, baby. Kuz, what? Am I 4 for 4?
I think so.
Oh, let's go.
Or 3.5 for 4.
Oh, that's a good point, right? Yeah, because I still feel bad about that. I'm going to learn her name, man. I got to make that a thing. It drives me crazy when people can't pronounce names, right? I mean, we work in the sports business. You should probably learn how to do it, right? So I'm going to take my own advice and learn her name, and I'll get back to you, Kuz, and the next time I say it, it'll be better. Promise. Let's go to the comments a little bit quick, and I got a tweet, too, that, listen. Stream chat. Sorry, but I got something on Twitter, too, I got to get to. But, yeah, Stream Chat. Is that sponsored yet? Do we have to call it Stream Chat? I understand that
I just call it Stream Chat.
Because you made the label for it, and I respect that.
Well, and it's also like a streamer thing, right? Like if you're streaming video games, you talk about the Stream Chat, chat, you know?
I got you.
They call it the chat. They won't even say like, what do you guys think? It'll be like, what does chat think? You know, like they'll talk about chat like it's a person.
Now, I'll be honest, I would feel better with it if we had our Twitch account back, but...
We still have Twitch.
What's the one that we
Mixer.
got?
But Mixer's gone.
Oh, it's gone for good?
Mixer's like gone.
Like they folded?
Yeah.
Like if you had stock in it, RIP?
Yeah. Like they were gone.
What happened?
They're just done.
What happened?
I don't know. I think they decided they didn't want to do it anymore.
That was the Ninja one, right? Ninja was doing
moved to
that,
it, and then they bailed, and so he was owed a lot of money.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, with that being said, I got a tweet here from, let's see, at TJ the Greek 12. And here's what he says about the whole Zlatan and LeBron thing. It's good conversation. He says, the problem with LeBron is that he's criticizing other people's freedom of speech and can't handle it when he is criticized. Respect is earned, not given. He has lost any he earned. He needs to allow others to talk. Breeze criticized by LeBron was BS. I probably shouldn't have said that last part because I got yelled at for saying that before. But with that being said, Tim, listen, man, I see where you're coming from. And, like, if you just listen to what I said, I have no problems with the freedom of speech. None at all. My issue with Zlatan is the fact that he's telling athletes to be quiet. When Drew Brees said his stuff, I didn't agree with it wholeheartedly, but I never once said on the show that Drew Brees needs to shut his mouth. Like, I'm for anybody saying what they think is right. All right? Like, even, like, the whole, if you want to get, like, you know, on a different wavelength, let's talk about Gina Carano. What she did. You know, obviously she got canned from Disney. And once again, I don't get political or anything, but like when Gina Carano tweeted her stuff that I deleted, did I agree with it? Absolutely not. But never once did I go, she's got to be quiet. You got to shut your mouth. No. Like, say what you want to say. Now it's going to come with repercussions and consequences. And that's part about being an adult. But say what you want to say. Like, that's where my problem is. Don't ever tell someone not to say something that they don't believe in. Like, that's where I draw the line. Now, once again, and I can't stress this enough, it could be a bad person, and they may say something really messed up, but then they will be dealt with accordingly. The universe will correct itself. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying, Tim, I don't appreciate Zlatan saying you got to be quiet and play basketball. Don't silence anybody, man. Everyone should have the right to have a voice. Anything else, Coos, in the streams? We had an interesting comment regarding my co-host. And is it infatuation? Because I'm not on YouTube right now. Did they use the term infatuation?
Infatuation was the word used.
All right, so can you give me the whole phrase here and tell me who this is from?
Matthew, I hope I pronounced the last name.
You're going to screw it up. I know you are. Okay.
I hope that's right.
All right.
Can we please address Brent's infatuation with Pat? Is it Surtain?
Patrick Surtain.
Surtain.
Yeah.
Patrick Surtain. And trading up to get him. No way. Watch the Florida tape and see him against NFL receivers.
Yeah. Listen, I'll let Brent Martineau defend himself on Patrick Surtain. I like actually Patrick Surtain. I think he's going to be a heck of a player. Now, would I draft him in the first round? No, absolutely not. Because it's the cornerback position. You just got C.J. Henderson. Let's give him a chance, everybody. Right? And I feel like if you – like, listen, Surtain's going to be a first-round pick. The games that I saw – I mean, and then listen, let's be honest. Defense last year was lacking all around. And I think that guy brought up the Florida Gators game where he got burned a couple times. I think he's going to be a good press corner. I think he's got good size. He's got all the attributes to be a good cornerback in the league. Now – does he struggle with bigger receivers sometimes? Yes, he does. And, you know, that's got to be adjusted, and that's fine. But I don't need to see a cornerback taken in the first round. I really don't. I understand that it could be a need going forward, but I'm all set. Because I see Patrick Surtain, and listen, he might be the next Jaylen Ramsey for all we know. But all I know right now is there's a lot more needs than the cornerback position in that first round. So, to tell you the truth, I'm not worried about him. But I'll let Brent Martineau speak his piece when it's here because the people want to know. Kuz, I think we got a game, or I don't want to call it a game. Do we have that set up here, or do you want me to kind of reset the show a little bit first?
No, we can play it here. It's just essentially I grabbed a bunch of audio. I was going to play it, and then you can react to it however you want to react to it.
Now, do I have to guess who this audio is, or we're just going to not?
You can if you want.
It's going to be hard, though?
Yeah, it's more just kind of rapid-fire topics type
I like
thing.
It. Yeah, let's get it. Just some rapid-fire random topics.
Okay, so this one is actually a few people from the TNT halftime show yesterday.
Monk is his last name. What is his first name? Oh, my gosh. Eli Monk.
Eli Monk. No, it would be Malik.
Oh,
Malik
Monk.
Monk.
Malik Monk.
Eli.
You know, change the name of this game to what is Mama name him?
Yeah. Eli Monk.
What is Mama name him?
All right, this one should be a little more up your alley.
Okay.
He's number 2 in field goal percentage. He's number 7 in blocks.
Sherlock.
His last name is Holmes. His first name is
Sherlock. What up? What up, Holmes? John.
Rashawn Holmes.
Close. That was close. Right on the tip of your tongue. Okay.
Oh, here we move. This is a youngster.
Oh, Lord.
Plays in the big city of New York for the Knicks.
He's having a great year.
Number 7
right behind LaMelo.
Number 7 in free throw
right behind
percentage.
LaMelo. He's the second best rookie in the league.
His last name is Quickly. His first name is...
They don't like playing rookies up there. Gerard.
Gerard Quickly. No, it's so close. It's Emmanuel Quickly.
See, this is that's awesome. This is the genius of that. I assume it was during the halftime show, TNT, right?
It was.
Yeah,
and it goes on for probably another 5 minutes.
And I'm sure they missed them all.
He doesn't get one name right.
Yeah. So this is Shaquille O'Neal trying to name. It was Ellen Charles too, right? It was Barkley and
yeah, but
Shaq.
it was mostly Shaq who just. I mean. You would think, you cover the NBA, you would think you could get their first name.
Like, this is why it's the ultimate halftime show. This is why they win so many Emmys, is because they don't get those names. Like, because their resume speaks for itself. You know, like, one is Shaquille O'Neal, who has how many championships, who really redefined the center position of a generation. The other is a long mound of rebound in Charles Barkley. Like, these guys, their names carry everything, right? Now, if they get the rookies' names wrong, or if they get, popular players' names wrong, so be it. But I'll be honest, like, when they were saying those names, and that was Ernie, obviously.
Yes.
When Ernie was saying the names, I didn't know any of them either.
Yeah.
So, like, that show is so great because it's like you're at a bar and you're hanging out with them and you're just kind of, shooting the you-know-what with them. Like, you're just hanging out. And, like, that to me is what a halftime show should be like. It's different, it's contrarian, and everybody can relate to it. So, I love the NBA halftime show. Actually, I found myself watching more NBA games just to watch the halftime show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another one. This one from Greeny.
Analytics are like playing blackjack. If you play 100 hands, then you can come as close as possible to tilting the odds in your favor by playing right, by hitting on 16 against a face card and all the rest of that. But you will lose multiple times doing that, and you go into it knowing it. There is room for taking into account in these circumstances. The analytics don't really apply.
Ooh. Well, you know how I feel about analytics, Goose.
Right.
I think when everybody goes left, you should go right. I think that if you can have some points on the board, you take those points on the board. All that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I do like the comparison by Greeny saying that it's kind of like counting cards, essentially, of playing in blackjack and, beating the house. But once again, I get what he's trying to say, but here's the thing. Those are cards, right? And history has shown us that there's been a lot of blackjack counters that have won a lot of money because they are that skilled, because there's really no emotion in it. Like, it's an exact science. The problem with analytics in sports, and more specifically football, is the fact that you try to make it an exact science, but you don't have, and what do you call, I was going to say something really cool, and then I lost it. What do you call, okay, Kuz, like a quadratic, you don't know quadratic formulas. No. Let's say that you're in science class, and, you're going to do an experiment. What do you call, the things that are going in the experiment? Like the
variables?
The variables, Kuz.
Oh, I got you.
Kuz, exactly. So let's go ahead and reset real quick. So, because this is going to be like the sound bite at the end of the show,
this will
right?
be the clip.
I'm trying to sound important. So the problem with analytics when it comes to professional sports, and more specifically football, it's the fact that people want to make it an exact science. People want to say, if you do this, this is going to happen. And the game of football, it's not an exact science, because sometimes there's, and I forgot,
variable.
The variable. I was going to say criteria. And take 3. No. So sometimes you want to make an exact science professional sports, but like football. But with that being said, you don't take into account the variables. And the variables of this exact science of analytics are emotion, their game flow. That's something that you don't have in blackjack. That's something that you don't have in a lab when you write this stuff on a chalkboard. There's a little more humanization to it, if you will. There's emotion. There's a vibe, if you will. So, yeah, you know how I feel with analytics. I think analytics are great for prepping for an opponent, and they tell you what you need to know. But to bet the house, let's just say, to prove Greeny's point, on analytics, I would rather go with experience and game flow over what science tells me.
All right, deal. So next one is...
I felt so bad about that one. Like, I had a chance for it to be great. And you know what? I blew it. Yep.
All right. So this is an interview with Quentin Williams, talking about Sam Darnold.
Your quarterback has been in the news. A lot of it is out of his control. You tell me, what is Sam Darnold as an NFL quarterback?
Just like it's out of his control, it's out of my control. But man, I feel like Sam Darnold's a great leader, man, a great athlete, a great player, and makes some amazing throws, some amazing decisions when he got the ball in his hands, man. So. I'm excited for whatever happens. So,
Did he say a whole lot of nothing there?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think Quentin's the guy that sneezed and then he blessed himself, I believe, right? So like he did. He sneezed, he goes, "Bless me," or "Bless you." So here's the thing, and I found myself doing this even when I was playing in Chicago because I got asked about Jay Cutler a lot. And, like, listen, Jay Cutler might be one of the most misunderstood players in the entire, like, in NFL history, right? But, like, it's the quarterback position, man. And, like, I'm not sure what New York's going to do going forward. I'm not sure if they trade Sam Darnold away. I'm not sure if they go after Zach Wilson. We'll see what happens. But, like, as of now, and Quentin Williams gets this, and Quentin Williams is a great teammate. Sam Darnold's the quarterback. Come hell or high water right now, Sam Darnold's a general. And you never sell your general down the river. You always have his back. Because when you go to battle, you want that dude to have your back, and you have his back.
But the second he's gone.
But, listen. Listen. Second Quentin Williams gets traded or Sam Darnold's gone, yeah, I mean.
The floodgates can go.
This guy was seeing ghosts? What are we talking about? Like, all that stuff. But as it sits right now, and listen, I honestly, Kuz, and I know we make fun of the New York media and all this stuff, and, you know, we kind of go back and forth with them. I honestly feel like Sam Darnold hasn't got a fair shake in the NFL. You know, I think the whole seeing ghosts comment was kind of taken out of proportion a little bit. And heck, man, I was the first one to rag on him. The guy got mono. Like, who gets mono anymore?
Right.
I talked about it before. I mean, we had this girl in my second grade class. She got mono, and like we didn't see her for like 5 months. You know, and like it's just who gets mono when you're a grown man? I don't know. It's crazy. So I want to see Sam Darnold with a full deck. I want to see Sam Darnold with a good coach and Robert Saleh, some good receivers, a decent running game, and let's see what the kid can do. Because so many times in the NFL, and I'm guilty of this as well, we see a guy for 2-3 years with nothing to use at his disposal, and we say this guy sucks. But like we don't give him a fair shake. Let's see Sam Darnold get a fair shake, and then let's see what happens.
So for the last audio clip here, I'll give you your choice. You can hear from Bart Scott talking about Dak.
Okay.
Mina Kimes talking about Russell Wilson, or would you like to hear Jeff Van Gundy talking about the Knicks?
Oh, man. You know what? She's been a friend of the show. She said that I asked her the weirdest question she's ever heard. Let's go to our girl, Mina Kimes, talking about the Seahawks and Russell Wilson.
He has complained about getting sacked a lot. Some of that is on Wilson because of the style of play, but I think he's accurate in blaming the Seahawks for, at times, lack of protection. They have not invested a ton of money in the offensive line outside of trading for Dwayne Brown. The left tackle is quite good. And when they have drafted players, it's mostly not worked out. So I think his frustration there is warranted. And in my mind, if Seattle really wanted to smooth things over, that's where I would start.
Let's go to Stan Van Gundy talking about the Knicks. Because, listen, I said all that she said, Coos. Did I not? I mean, you got to show up the offensive. Well, then tell me that, man.
Well, listen,
I thought she had something good. I mean, no disrespect to her.
No.
She said something great, right?
Right.
Because I said the exact same thing.
But in my defense, I haven't listened to these either.
Oh,
I'm
I got
hearing
you.
them for the first time, too.
I got you.
The only thing I know is that they didn't curse.
Which is the most important thing.
Yeah, all right.
Let's get one more Stan Van Gundy. Now we're going to overtime.
Jeff Van Gundy.
Sorry, Jeff Van Gundy, getting confused.
Can't we just enjoy some success?
I'm with you.
Like, do we have to, say they're not championship caliber? I mean, Michael's absolutely right. They're not championship caliber, but they've been bad for a long period of time. So there is no skipping of steps. You don't go from bad to championship caliber. So I think what they've done really well is they've got depth. They've done a good job with the draft with Quickly, and Randall's playing as a really, really good player. And then Thibodeau's influence on their defensive approach and intensity has been phenomenal. They are really hard to score on.
They're 16-17.
Yeah.
They've lost more games than they won.
But for the Knicks, that's
well,
good.
I know.
The Knicks,
I know. I mean, it's not like they're the
or
Pistons, 9-23 right now.
16 wins for the Knicks.
I know. I mean,
before the All-Star game is unheard of for them right now.
Listen,
but
it's rare. I get it.
But I kind of liked what he said there. If you take it out of him talking specifically about basketball, when he said you don't go from bad to championship contender.
Yeah.
Because that's something we're going to have to keep in mind for the Jags, right? Like they're not going to be in the Super Bowl next year, are they?
Probably not. No, you're going to make a lot of people upset, but no, probably not.
But that's what I'm saying is like the expectations have to be realistic.
Yeah, I mean we're listen, the NBA fandom is basking in the glory right now of the New York Knicks being halfway decent. Never thought we'd see the day.
Tomorrow they play the Pacers. I believe they don't have a game tonight. So tomorrow they play the Pacers. They could be 500.
Yes.
And I'll tell you right now, ESPN will run with that.
Now, it's not going to beat out the Zion Williamson coverage of the leading story. Okay.
It might, honestly.
Okay.
It will be Knicks are 500 again or something like that.
Well,
it'll be a whole thing.
So here's the crazy thing. I'm looking at the standings, then we'll quick go to break here. So like I said, I don't really care about the records, right? Because as long as you make the playoffs, like you could have success. But like I see the Knicks right now. They're number 6 in the East, 16-17, tied with the Raptors, who are 16-17 as well.
For a team like the Knicks, in my opinion, seeding does matter because you're a young team, and then you can hang your hat on that. And if you're a young team with the team that you have, and you say you end the season in 3rd place in the East, then stars are going to be wanting to come to you.
But here's what I got skeptical eyes, let's just say, because maybe the record does mean something here.
Okay.
I'm seeing the Boston Celtics right now under the New York Knicks.
Struggling.
They're 15-17. And right underneath the Celtics at 15-17, good for 10th place in the East, are the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Are you worried about those two teams? Because keep in mind, this is the Boston Celtics team who's supposed to be one of the toasts of the East, and also the Miami Heat team who went to the finals last year.
There's a lot going on. Jimmy Butler was dealing with some stuff in terms of injuries, and the Celtics are going through a lot right now. And I think if you're the Knicks, you're looking at that like, well, these teams should turn it around. So if you're being a realistic Knicks fan, you're probably going, okay, those guys are probably going to pass us if they play the way they're supposed to and things do bounce back, then we should realistically be expecting those guys to pass us. Now, that doesn't mean they can't still be in the playoffs, obviously. They're in 5th place right now. So I think as long as they hold on to 5th, maybe 6th, if they drop a little bit, they could get up to 4th. I think for the Knicks, this is a huge moment for them because it is one of the biggest cities, and there's going to be a draw to them. And if they're making the playoffs with the staff they have, then stars are going to want to come.
Drive and Dish Podcast, everybody check it out. Hey, real quick, we have some breaking news coming out of Jacksonville University. Athletic Director Alex Ricker-Gilbert has announced that and I quote, "It's unfortunate that this group won't be able to compete for a championship, something every single student athlete drives to achieve. I know this community will rally around the student athletes and support them through this difficult time. And while we may not make up for losing out this opportunity, I hope it gives these young men and their families some relief knowing that our top priority is their health and well-being. The Jacksonville men's basketball team will not be competing in the ASUN tournament, and obviously that leaves them out of the NCAA tournament due to COVID-19 protocols and results." So that's a little breaking news here for everybody. The JU Dolphins will not be playing in the ASUN. This is the men's basketball team. will not be playing in the ASUN Championship. And obviously their basketball season, I believe, now is done. That is straight from the athletic director, Alex Ricker Gilbert. We put a bow on the show when we get back here on ESPN 690.
ESPN 690 SportsCenter Update.
Happy Friday. I'm Jake Mitchell. Former USA Olympic gymnastics coach John Geddert died by suicide Thursday, just hours after he was charged with a litany of allegations that he physically, emotionally, and sexually abused gymnasts under his care. Geddert was scheduled to be arraigned at 2:15 in Eaton County, Michigan on Thursday. Here's the state of Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nassau.
The victims suffer from disordered eating, including bulimia and anorexia, suicide attempts, and self-harm. We hope that these charges will bring some measure of justice to some of the harm that was inflicted, and we feel confident in the allegations that we've made.
The new coaching staff has met with Deshaun Watson, but the quarterback still wants out of Houston, according to a source. As of now, Houston has not begun to entertain any trade talks with any teams. This SportsCenter update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
James Harden, if he wanted to get to Brooklyn, could get to Brooklyn. Him, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant. If that happens, they would be the favorite to come out of the East. That could be your NBA Finals next year. The Lakers, LeBron, AD, Dennis Schroeder versus the Brooklyn Nets, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and James Harden.
Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio or streaming live on the ESPN app.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks or Us Training Helpline. Today we're explaining the term verified alarm to all you newbies out there.
Oh, boss, I can explain that. A verified alarm just means that whatever caused the security system alarm to go off has been verified.
Correct. And what alarm company is known for providing the fastest verified alarms?
SafeTouch Security.
Exactly. Because SafeTouch has the two-way communicator, which leads to alarm verification within seconds.
And alarm verification is very bad for us crooks.
Yeah, unlike a non-verified alarm that police label a low priority.
Like right below getting Grandma's cat out of a tree low.
So, to sum up, verified alarms. Just one more reason we crooks have the golden rule. Stay away from SafeTouch houses. Remember that, and you'll be fine.
Here, kitty, kitty.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Have you seen it? The all-new showroom at Arlington Toyota is open, and they're ready to celebrate with big savings, even on pre-owned. Celebrate savings and hearing the words, "You're approved." That's right. With Arlington's Credit for Everyone program, if your Beacon score is from 450 to 850, almost everyone is approved. Plus, if you want selection, Arlington's got it. With over 400 pre-owned on the lot, what are you waiting for? Celebrate with savings and come see the brand new facility at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
For families worried about making ends meet, we are here. For those struggling with depression, we are here. We're also here to protect kids in crisis, assist students, and help our seniors. We're Jewish Family and Community Services, and we've been here offering support to people of every age, race, and religion for more than a century. Jewish Family and Community Services, here for all, here for Jags. Learn more at hereforjags.com.
Saying goodbye to a loved one is never easy. Hi, I'm Larry Self, owner of The Casket Store. For the past 20 years, we've been helping people plan ahead with affordable options and quality products. Often people are caught by surprise and in the midst of their grief end up paying much more for the exact same casket. We offer cemetery headstones, bronze markers, caskets, urns, and more at 40 to 70% off standard funeral prices. Please visit us at thecasketstore.com.
If you love golf, you need to get this deal. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round plus card fees with the Dream 18 golf card at great area golf courses like Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club, Fleming Island Golf Club, and 6 others. And this isn't just a golf card. Get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free hat at Dome Hats, and a free smoothie from Smoothie King, plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for $95. Hundreds of dollars in savings and the perfect gift.
In Florida, it's not if the storms are coming, it's when the storms are coming. And that's why you need the Chief. Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, with a proven track record of keeping local families safe. Rain, heat, hurricanes, flooding, tornadoes. We get it all. Just more reasons why you need the Chief. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish, backed by the First Alert Weather Team. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
We are the entertainment you love and information that shapes your day. We are your lifeline. We are your companion. We are broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and let Congress know you depend on your local radio stations. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
PDQ is bringing the heat with a new spicy chicken sandwich topped with our new signature PDQ sauce. Theirs might be good, but ours is just made better. Also try PDQ's new spicy nuggets for a limited time only at PDQ.
The hardest part of any goal is oftentimes getting started. All month long, we're going to help you get started on the path for a happier you for free and without even leaving your home. If your business would like to get involved, visit GetStartedJax.com. That's GetStartedJax.com.
All right, man. Let's finish this thing off in style, Coos. Couple minutes left here. I saw Brent tweeted this. There's like some kind of national cornhole tournament going on right now. It's the... Do you know what's going on?
He's that bored on vacation already?
I guess so. It's the...
Johnson...
Hey, it's the Open, it's called. It's the Board... And, you know, Board is B-O-A-R-D, Men, Cornhole League. It's the Board Men Open at Jacksonville. It looks like, dude, there's like 100 teams playing. He's got pictures of. That's insane. There's vendors, cornhole vendors.
I have been trying to pitch a cornhole tournament here to this building to do because I'm so convinced I'm good at cornhole.
Well, and this leads me to the question, and we're going to end the show on this. Obscure sports. What is your obscure sports, Coos, and what was your best performance? Hit me with it and let go.
As somebody that is a former ultimate Frisbee performer,
yep,
athlete,
break it up.
I can jam. Have you ever played Can Jam?
No.
Oh, so it's essentially cornhole, but with Frisbees.
Okay.
So it's 2 trash cans, but there's like a slot in the middle.
Yeah.
And the idea is you throw the Frisbee, you have teammates on both sides.
Yeah.
And you try to hit it. It's worth 2 points if you hit it.
Okay.
If your teammate hits it in the top, it's 3.
Yeah.
And if it goes in the middle, you automatically win.
Okay.
So Can Jam's my move.
We had a game where you put you put poles, so it's 4 people, right? It's
you try to hit the water bottle?
Yeah, but well, no, it's a beer bottle.
Similar to that.
Well, it's a beer bottle. Who's playing with water bottles?
Okay,
Where are you
I
from?
was making it kid friendly.
Oh, sorry. Oh, we're water bottles or Capri Suns. Hey, my best obscure sports performance. Do you call beer pong a sport?
Oh yeah.
So when I was in college, I was at a certain. I'm not going to say who it was because I'm not going to rat anybody out. But it was the daughter of a GM, and it wasn't in Jacksonville. It has nothing to do with the Jacksonville Jaguars, but it was a daughter of a GM. She had a giant party when her family was out of town, and me and my friend went 18-0 in beer pong. It was don't call us a dynasty. It was the greatest run of all time, and I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm good. I'm not that good, but we went 18-0 that night. It was a huge mansion. It was a fun time, man, back in college. So that's kind of like my obscure sports claim to fame, if you want to call beer pong a sport, or you can call it Capri Sun Pong for all the kids out there as well. Hey, it's been a heck of a week. I've had quite the workload, but Coos, appreciate you having my back, being my spotter. Let's do it again. Let's do it again on Monday, though. Give me the weekend to relax a little bit, recharge my batteries. I think Brent Martin will be back here on Tuesday. Y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay casual. Coos and I, we're out. Peace.
Everyone at CGC Water hopes your new year is off to a fantastic start, and CGC Water wants to give you the gift of clean drinking water. A Connecticut system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. Now that's clean water. Right now, CGC Water is offering $1,000 off a K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. If you're still not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember, this is a limited time offer. $1,000 off a K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Shred your goals this year with the new Metabolism Boost Banana Passion Fruit Smoothie from Smoothie King. At only 240 calories and 14 grams of protein per 20 ounces, this crave-controlling meal smoothie has non-GMO whole fruits, naturally derived caffeine, and absolutely no syrups. Or try strawberry pineapple or mango ginger. Start your healthier habit and order online at smoothieking.com. Now for pickup or delivery at any of the Jacksonville area locations. Smoothie King, rule the day.
One of the more difficult issues facing small businesses today is having enough work to keep good employees. What if your business was affected by a sudden or extended drop in income because of COVID-19? What can be done to ensure that the people who are your top performers remain with you? Many of our SCORE volunteers have faced similar situations